Thanks.
Hello. It's Monday. Welcome to Knit Night. I'm Liz, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, Therese.
Hey.
Our other partner in crime, Jo, is not here today, but she sends her love to everybody, and she thanks you for all the good wishes from last week. And we've got Neil from Blocked Magazine, who has an issue coming out soon, and Annie from A Stitch in the Sky, and our friend Caro, who is an author and a crocheter and tells the best stories. So, welcome everybody.
The hooker. Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Hot.
It's lovely
Different
and cool
versions of
here.
hot. Yes. I think we're getting. Wait, Annie, we lost Annie.
Uh-oh, we lost Annie.
Now she's back.
There
Did
she
Millie
is.
get in the way?
She keeps getting in the way.
Aw, hi Millie. That's cute. So welcome to the chat, everybody. It's nice seeing everybody. It was fun, people. Thank you, everybody who showed up on a Saturday night. That was nice. It's not something I
Not
think
me.
we're going to do regularly, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Hope everybody had a nice Father's Day.
Mm.
If you were celebrating or not, just had a good Sunday. Yeah, that's about it. What's everybody up to? Therese, what you been up to?
Don't all talk at once.
I've knitted
Yeah, I
some
know.
more mohair.
Mohair? More mohair.
Wow.
No more hair.
Have you got
It's
a mohair
rated.
tree in the back garden or something? What's going on? You
Pretty
can't have any
sure-
mohair left, surely.
Pretty
I've
sure
got
it doesn't grow on
loads,
trees.
tons.
Oh, Millie, Minnie, and Loki say hello to you. So your cat brethren and sisters are
Brethren.
paying attention.
Yes, yes,
And I'm
hi.
sure Neil's cats say hello too.
Yeah, he's just, well, North Star's just here, just out of sight. No doubt he'll be crawling all over me shortly. Oh, yeah, we've discovered Annie's animals have got their own Instagram as well. And my cats are now following her dogs. It's like, how did that happen?
I don't
My
know.
dogs are following his cats.
Interesting. You better be careful. I'm sure you get some hate messages.
Yeah, that's true.
My ugly dogs.
Your oogly dogs. Yeah.
Oh, your dogs are adorable.
Very cute.
Especially
So are Neil's
Lottie.
cats.
Especially Lottie. Lottie's a cuddle bum.
Yeah, Lottie's my favourite. Roxy's lovely as well, but Lottie is my favourite.
Yeah, Lottie's my favourite too. Don't worry about it.
How can you choose a child
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Because they
You're going to
don't
give them a
know.
complex. They'll be in therapy.
Oh, Roxy's an idiot.
I have a dog named Roxy.
Annie,
She's an idiot.
Amy wants to know what their IG is.
It's Lottie and Roxy.
Roxy.
Okay. I think it's just Lottie.
Is it
and
Lottie and Roxy, or is it Lottie ampersand Roxy?
Can't remember. I think it's just Lottie and.
What the look? What look?
Probably got more followers than me.
You could just see them at the beach.
I know. I do love seeing your dogs at the beach. They look like they're having so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat. Because we have some photos, don't we, Annie?
We do.
Oh, nice. Are they going to be
So-
in the next Blocked?
They will. I don't know where they're going to go yet, but I'm determined to get them in there one way or another because they're such brilliant photos.
Especially Lottie. She's a
Amy
good mum.
says to our British friends she just made jambalaya and y'all would die of spice.
Oh, yum.
I
I like
definitely would.
spice. I do like spicy.
I don't.
Do you not?
No.
Depends on the
don't
food. I like
understand.
spicy jambalaya.
Mhm.
That's the only way to eat it.
I can't imagine eating jambalaya right
I have no idea what it is really. I think Amy told me once, but I've forgotten.
It's dish usually has got sausage and shrimp and chicken or different versions
And rice
and rice.
Big
and
shepherd's pie,
it's
but
like
stew.
paella.
with rice.
Okay.
And slap your mama.
Definitely.
Slap your mama is a seasoning, Neil.
Yeah, I actually knew that because Amy sent me a picture of it, I think.
Rice, sausage, chicken, and seasoning. Oh, I know you don't put shrimp in yours, Amy, because you
Right.
don't eat shrimp, but some people put shrimp in it.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Rice, chicken. Oh, that sounds good.
My daughter made some she made gumbo not so long ago. It's like 77 in England. It's like the hottest summer. Is that true?
Well, it's been warmish. How's it been
Wet.
over at the seaside? Oh, are you raining over there, are you?
We had hailstone yesterday.
Oh, wow. We didn't have that. We had a lovely day yesterday. Well, it wasn't hot. It was just nice. It'd been cold for you lot. You know, in America, you'd have been freezing, but it was T-shirt weather for the Brits.
Therese, he doesn't understand what freezing means where you live.
No, right.
Clearly.
We're past that. See, I complain about the heat, but I'm not really complaining because the alternative is awful.
Yeah.
It's all
but there-
relative.
Yeah, I mean, it all has its pros and cons, every
Sure.
place, you know? So,
Yeah, like I always feel like I shouldn't be complaining because Liz is in the desert, and so it's, my high temperature is her normal, but I get the swamp thing.
she does. We just get the pounding sun that just reflects off of every surface because we don't have any
Mhm.
greenery, and they've gotten rid of all the landscaping, so it's all rocks and stone and concrete, and it's
Well,
like an oven.
yeah. If you hadn't led a rebellion, you could have quite happily been still in Europe somewhere.
Pretty sure my state wasn't involved in that.
Well, the rest of you.
Oh yeah, Amy wants to live where she can actually wear her knits. So
Yeah.
I get
well.
that.
Here.
Come to the UK. Yeah.
I get that. I go visit relatives in
Mhm.
the mountains so I can wear my knits. Though my daughter will wear them because she is always cold.
I always end up walking around with my shawls because even though it's fucking hot outside, like inside buildings, they decide that they want to
Mhm.
pretend like there's snow. So
Mhm.
it's like I don't win. The kitty.
Yeah,
Yep.
ice water and AC is a good thing
Yeah,
for sure, Anne. So what's
I've
everybody
got
working
all the
on?
fans running right now.
My iPad's going to fall off the bed.
What's Millie working on?
Yeah, what's Millie knitting? I love that sweater you're knitting, Annie. I like the colors with that other, with the alpaca part that showed in the
This.
bottom. Yeah, that's so cool.
Thank you. Oh, no, I did it wrong.
I'm sure Millie's a big help.
Millie's a great
Yeah,
help.
she's really helps me relax, actually. We hadn't had a cat for a few years. And as soon as we got her and she sat on my knee, I just realised how relaxing cats can be. More than dogs.
I don't
Dogs
have
just
cats.
stress me out. half the
I've had a
time.
dog. I've had dogs, but we haven't had a cat.
Yeah.
My husband's friend has multiple cats. He's going to be an old cat guy.
Mm.
He'll expire and they'll find him weeks later because he takes in all the stray cats.
Oh my.
Oh Lord.
Pirate,
He sent you a message, Annie.
knock it off.
Oh,
One in every crowd.
yes. Well, you guys celebrated the
And it's
king's
usually-
birthday this past weekend, didn't you? Well, I know Neil didn't, but other people might have.
What did I do?
Celebrated
Hey, what?
You didn't celebrate the king's birthday.
Didn't
When
even
was
know
it?
it was his birthday. Was it his real
Trooping the
birthday?
color.
Was it his pretendy birthday?
His pretend birthday, yeah, this past
Yeah.
weekend, the Trooping the Color.
Is that for his
No.
birthday?
Yes,
Yeah.
I know that, and I'm not even British.
Yeah.
I forget we've got a king. I think you forget that it's not the queen anymore.
Well, she was there forever. I mean,
Yeah.
The football was on last night, wasn't it? And they were all singing "God Save the King," and it was very
Were they?
strange.
I can
I
see
did see
where it would
something in
be.
the
Yeah, if you've
paper.
got somebody forever. Yeah.
Apparently, the
Yeah.
crowd outside
All our
Buckingham
life.
Palace was the worst it's ever been. Apparently, the
Oh,
The
lowest.
crowds-
The turnout
it?
for them on
Well,
the
it was raining, wasn't it?
Well, even still, usually they'll, the idiots that love them will be there. Mostly tourists.
He's just not as nice as Queenie, is he?
No.
Well,
No.
I
Yeah,
give
it's
him
definitely
props
not
for
the same.
trying. You,
Oh, and I think we all know now where Kate was. She was definitely having a facelift. So absolutely had a facelift. So because she looks
No,
completely different.
cancer
So
will
unless
do that to
she's-
you.
So unless she's the the stand-in. you know.
No, Neil, my dad had cancer, and it changed how his face looked, depending
Did
on
he
the
get
day.
rid of his wrinkles?
Yes, it did.
Did it?
It did, yeah.
Mm.
For a
Well,
while,
just
and
had
then
some
when
fillers.
he got sick again, it changed again. But he went through a period where it made him look healthy. He was looking super healthy. His face, he looked a lot younger, and then it went downhill after that.
Would that be drugs? The drugs.
It could have, yeah, it was probably the chemo drugs. He was on chemo and radiation and some experimental thing, and none of them worked.
Well, that doesn't bode well for Kate then, does it?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm not her doctor. I don't know what she's got or how bad it is, but it's not something I would wish on anybody.
No.
That's for
No,
sure.
definitely not.
And so what's everybody working on?
I finished a thing.
Let's see.
You finished.
And by finished, I mean I ran out of yarn, so I don't know what to do with it now. But I finished
Buy
this.
more yarn.
Oh yeah.
That's so pretty. I love the combination of the stitches.
Yeah, it's really small though, so I think like at most it might be like a decorative thing. Like I walk around like, oh dearie, I see that you're lost. Let me show you the right way to go. So
I could just make it bigger with black.
I could.
Yeah.
I would have to
Is-
buy
is
more
it-
black.
though?
It is black. It's
Aw.
like black and blue.
That'd
I
be a
love the
shame.
combination.
Yeah. So, but it's done for now, so that's what I'm going to tell myself I finished a project. It's good on. I finished it, guys. I finished.
We
You
need
need
more
different
inappropriate
sizes.
pirate jokes.
No,
Does
we
anyone
do
know
not.
inappropriate pirate jokes?
Inappropriate? Not off the top of my
I
head.
never say anything inappropriate on live streams.
Right.
Ever.
Sure.
Okay.
Now I'm working
Sure.
on this.
Sure. And Tabitha doesn't curse.
Right.
So.
Oh, actually, there is something I want to talk about, if you don't mind,
Sure.
while I remember. I want to talk about some books. So, Tunisian crochet.
Ooh,
Yes.
I have one. I have one.
So one of our friends recommended this lady who's called Brenda Borg. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that right.
I
Oh.
love this book.
I got
By
the
the way.
book, and it's really good because it's Fair Isle Tunisian crochet, which I've not tried yet. And what I like about it is that it starts off small and builds up, and then in the end you can knit sweaters and so on.
Mhm.
Crochet sweaters, I should say. So this is the book. It's not a huge book, but it's not very expensive. I can't remember how much it was. So I ordered this, but while I was looking,
$17, I think.
yeah, so it was something, wasn't it? So for me, it would have been, I don't know, maybe 14 or 15, I don't know, pound, that is. So while I was looking, I thought, oh, I'll have a look at what other crochet books are out there.
Mhm.
And then I saw this one. So I thought, oh, this looks good. Tunisian
one.
crochet for all levels. And look how thick that book is. It's like
Wow.
hundreds of pages long. So I get it, and I'm flicking through, and I found this page that I thought was a bit odd because it shows the color wheel. And I thought, well, that's a really, really colorful color wheel. And then as I'm flicking
You're
through,
colorblind.
I thought, I recognize that woman. And when you sort of think someone, I think, how do I know it? I thought she must be one of, she must have been on Instagram or something, or a follower, or I've met her online or whatever. And I kept thinking, she looks familiar. you know, who is she? She looks familiar. And then it dawned on me that this is a rip-off book of the same book. So I'd literally bought the same book twice. So
Ooh.
this one is a rip-off.
What's the author of the ripoff?
Well, the name is Mason A. Price, which is clearly a fake name. And the thing that made me laugh was inside on very early on. It's got all of his copyright information, and it's like, you cheeky son of a blah 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 blah.
Well,
So-
well,
Go on,
go
Liz.
ahead.
Oh, no.
Go,
Well, I was just going to
well,
say,
go ahead. Then I'll say.
okay. So because I'd got the book on a recommendation, I'd managed to find Brenda Berg, and I managed to contact her. So I took screenshots of photographs of both books and sent it to her with the ISBN numbers or whatever they call them, and told her what was going on. And she didn't know about this particular one, but it's happened to her before as well. So what they do, they pick books that they don't think are going to be published in a particular country. So they probably thought that this was only going to be in America and Canada, or something like that. So they then published this one in the UK, but I believe it was in America as well, on the Amazon in America.
It was, but it's not there anymore. It's been pulled since we reported it.
Good.
Well, she got lawyers involved as well. And the reason why it's so much bigger, sorry, I don't think this is going to give too much of her book away. But if you look, this side is a copy of the original, and the other side is where they've copied the text and made it really big. So It's like huge text. So that's why it's so much more. There's nothing else in it. And the other thing, the bloody pictures, now I can see it in real life. It's not even Tunisian crochet. They're rugs, weaved rugs. It's like,
yeah.
So anyway, I complained to Amazon as well, and I got my money back for that one. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I think I'll just burn it or something. I don't know. I know people
The
don't
black
like
and white color wheel killed me dead.
Yeah, black,
Hold
yeah, the
on
black
to
and
it
white.
to shame that person. That's what you do. It's be like,
Yeah.
oh no, I have evidence of your piracy.
No, because when you told us about it, I went and looked, and I've been wanting to do the Tunisian, and I thought, I'll buy her book to support her, and then we reported it to Amazon, and now it's gone. So she got her lawyers worked fast. I just put it's totally plagiarized, and that oh, you should put it.
Yeah.
I'll write.
Amy.
Yeah, I'll write about it. Yeah. It won't be very long though, because I've kind of
No,
said
but it doesn't need to be though.
No.
But it just shows how easy it is to, and I'm not saying this is a different situation than all those people who say, oh, this person copied this person's pattern because they both happen to have a raglan sweater. And,
Oh,
Yeah.
but there's nothing else similar other than that's a totally different thing. This is actual plagiarism. Like,
and
word
there's
for word.
nothing, from what I can see, there's nothing original apart from his copyright, which I find hilarious. Well, can you imagine if I put it in the magazine and then he sues me for putting his book in my magazine and it's not even his book?
Yeah. Amy says it would be a good PSA for pattern authors to check Amazon for fakes.
What's PSA? What's PSA?
Public service
Public
announcement.
Ah.
Yeah.
I have a fun story about plagiarism if you guys want to hear it.
Yes,
Oh,
of course.
So back in like 2019, there was a hashtag that was trending. It was called copy paste crisis. And the summary of it is that somebody read a book and thought, this book reads really familiar to another book. And it did read familiar because the author of the one that she was reading literally copy and pasted, passages from other books into that book, right? And what they did was they hodgepodged it together with ghostwriters, right? And let me tell you something about romance readers. Once they get like blood in the water, like they all go into a frenzy. And so they all got together and went through this bitch's book and were able to locate every book that was plagiarized. It was 52 books, 3 Wikipedia articles, 2 recipes. And all the people that she plagiarized off of, except one, were all small indie authors who weren't in her country, so they didn't have the means to like sue or take legal action, right? Except that one, who was Nora Roberts. And Nora Roberts.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dumb.
Yeah, and Nora Roberts has been plagiarized before by friends, so she took it personal, and she didn't even know who this bitch was, and literally spent like the next following 2 years suing the fuck out of this woman, right?
Good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they had a spreadsheet. There were charts. They were trying to figure out what the royalty damages were. And some of these women are also accountants and they are actuaries, so they can like sit there and do like the whole risk assessment, right? So, and then they just gave it all to Nora, and she was like, "I'll take it from here," and that was great. Yeah.
In my son's college, if you wrote a paper, you couldn't use anything that paper in future papers.
Yep.
Because then you would be charged to plagiarism, even if you were plagiarizing yourself.
Yep.
So he had a second level class that was almost the same class as the first level, the same topic. So he wanted to use parts of his original paper for the new topic, and he couldn't use his own writing because it's plagiarism. It's like, okay, that's bizarre.
They made me do it in my APA classes, so even if I was writing off of something I had written in a previous discussion, I still had to, in the APA section, cite myself.
Yeah. Well, he was willing to cite himself. That wasn't the issue. They just weren't allowed. So.
No, those teachers are buttheads.
He's done now, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
He's in college, just real world.
Neil is talking, but I can't hear Neil.
What?
I can't hear him.
Can you not hear me?
Now we can. Now we can.
How now?
Now we
how
can.
weird.
Sounded like you were underwater.
Is that better? No.
That's
Yeah, so I'm in touch with Brenda now, the author, and it's been really nice chatting to her because we've been chatting about Tunisian crochet, and she's obviously a bit of an expert as well, and she's published. I think she's published quite a lot of books. So I'm going to. I wanted to see if she'd come on the channel, to do an interview, but she doesn't like doing anything like that. So she prefers sort of being behind the limelight, really. But she's given me a lot of advice about publishing patterns as well, which has been really handy, really good.
Well, I'm excited to try some of the patterns in her book. They look very doable for somebody who's never done color work Tunisian crochet. So I'll get there at some point.
One of the things she said, it's the same with knitting though, really, isn't it? She said if you do the Fair Isle Tunisian, use very fine yarn. She said because otherwise it'll get very thick.
Right.
Where's she from, Neil?
Oh, she's American, I think. Oh no, I don't think she is. But I think she lives in America, but I don't know where she's from originally.
So does
Maybe
she
Germany
say it
or Austria or somewhere like that?
Yeah, does she say Tunisian?
Every right-minded person says Tunisian. How do you say it, Annie?
Tunisian.
Yeah. How do you say that day after Monday?
Tuesday.
See?
Is that clear enough? Can you hear me clearly enough?
So, Therese, what have you been crocheting? Because I figure that's what you've been doing if you've been doing anything.
Oh, don't just let me move on really quickly from that.
No, because we don't need to get into the chew and the two. If Amy's not here, it's not as much fun. So
I don't know if I say it or not.
Yeah, you say it the same as me.
So,
Which is wrong, but whatever. You wonder why with
I
that.
want some of them hooks though, Neil.
It's weird. Yeah, that's a cool book.
Annie.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
I want some of them hooks. If you send me the link. Or something.
Oh yeah, the AliExpress ones. These ones. Yeah, there'll be. I'll send you the link privately, but there'll be. I've done a review for the magazine, so it'll be in the next issue with the name of them and everything.
Are those Tunisian crochet hooks?
Yeah, from AliExpress.
AliExpress won't deliver to me apparently.
Oh, why?
I don't know. They say they can't.
Oh.
Because I was looking earlier tonight.
You could always get them delivered to me, and I'll post them on if you want.
I don't know what that's about.
unless you get it posted. Try your neighbour and see if they'll deliver to your neighbour. Maybe you're
Or one of your knitting
blacklisted.
friends. Or one of your knitting friends. Maybe he'll deliver to one of them for your knit night. And
I don't think it's a personal thing. I thought it was where I'm
well,
located.
I just mean where you are. I just meant where you are. If they live, you know, in a different
She's
part
on a
of town.
list somewhere.
Clearly, we're all on a list somewhere. You know, it's the
Yeah,
Illuminati and all.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm on a sparkle list. Sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle indeed.
Man, when I got my makeup done for that meetup, I was kind of like, listen, I know this is going to sound weird, but I just need a little bit of sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Sparkly things.
So, is everybody
Sparkle.
gonna
Sparkly wool.
participate? Ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh.
Sparkly.
Sparkles in it.
Sparkle,
Sparkly
sparkle.
mohair.
Annie,
Oh,
what is the
imagine
sweater
if
you're
Carol
wearing?
had that for the edge of her shawl.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to hold it triple though, I think.
This
wouldn't
is Queen Bee.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, I love that.
That's really pretty.
I may not be buying
Looks a bit
sparkle
like
yarn.
spiders.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I
Are they
don't know, just
spiders
a
or
little
bees?
The bees.
Oh, okay. I love bees.
Yeah, I do.
My Shark Week project is called Be Yourself. It's, I don't know why, but there's no bees involved. But
I haven't found
I mean,
one
it's
yet.
not. I got that. Let me see. This is what I'm doing for Shark Week,
Wow. Okay.
you? Wow,
but not in those colors.
that's ambitious.
Because
Yeah.
it's not that big. It's not that big. It's like Vertices Unite. It's done in small sections. So you, I'm doing it in one of the yarns I get credit for because it's called See Me Now, SEA, and then this one and navy.
Oh.
So I'm not sure which
Beautiful.
one is going to be the main color, the navy or the purple. I haven't decided yet, but that's my plan for Shark Week because I think I can get it done in a week. Because if it's like Vertices Unite, the sections are short, so they go fast.
Yeah, I think that went pretty quick.
I just don't know if I'm going to do the navy or the purple as the main color. So post in the chat what you think. Give me some
Navy.
opinions because
Navy.
that's where I'm headed. But
I'm helping.
thank you. I love navy, so it's probably going to be that one.
Navy.
But
Purple gets
I don't know.
weird sometimes.
It does, and the only reason that's left over. From
Not your
something I
shirt,
made a
of
couple
course.
years
That's
ago.
lovely.
No, it's a different purple, but thank you. That's left over from a project I did a long time ago, so I want to use it up. Because I'm trying to be good and use stuff up. And,
I
not-
wouldn't know anything about that.
and then I've been working on my other sweater design, like
Oh,
with the leaves that go down the sleeves and across the back.
keeps
Oh, that's
that's
fancy.
nice.
It's really simple to knit, though. I'm going to try to make a crochet
yarn.
version.
Ooh.
This is just Malabrigo, but because
Just
I have a lot of that from when I first started knitting that I bought because that's the only hand-dyed yarn I knew, and I got a
yeah,
lot
but
of
it's
it.
a good one though.
It is, especially when you can wind it and it's not tangled.
Mm-hmm.
What is this thing that Simcoe Farms is saying? I don't know.
Anybody? Oh, Texas Peach Knits is doing a fluff your stash. Basically, it's a way to chart using going through your stash yarn instead of buying new yarn. And you fill out a form or color in a form that she's created as you use up your stash. And if you participate, there'll be prizes and stuff.
You know what's really funny is that I actually went through my stash and started like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm like an excessive note taker, right? I've got like this whole knowledge management system and stuff. And so the really nice thing about the one I have is that I can also access it on my phone. So I was like hunched over my yarn like some freaking like hobgoblin being like, oh, this color can be used.
No, we're all hobgoblins. It's
We're
okay.
yarn hobgoblins. That's true.
Yeah, we don't judge on that.
Yarblins.
Yep, that's our thing. No, so that's what I'm working on, and then I have the Chicken Lady Patriot collection,
Oh yes.
which I'm gonna make. If you remember, Anne knit that shawl that was an arrow pattern. I'm gonna use it for that, so I can use it up.
Coloring page, and it's brilliant.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Maybe I should do that. I can take a
Yeah.
picture and put it in my
Yeah.
system still.
That's kind of hard to see, but that shawl.
Oh, that's
It's
pretty.
It's made for a mini set, so
Okay.
I think I'll probably do navy as the main color in that too. But yeah. So I'm
I'm
trying
saving
to
mine for something that I'm thinking
plan-
of doing next year.
Next
I know
year.
that's-
I
Yeah.
had one last year and I gave it away to my niece, so I got this
Oh.
one. It was nice. She used it for some projects, so I can't complain. She's very.
I think
I
I've
get
heard-
mine out every now and again and look at it because it's quite inspiring. But then I have that thing where I think, I don't want to ruin it. It's so nice, as I
Well,
said.
And
You know what I mean?
shawl was so pretty, so I want to make one, and that one will probably be. Might give it to my mother-in-law for Christmas because I'm trying to make gifts. So I'm like pulling stash yarn and printing patterns and making
Yes.
project bag sets ready to go. So when I finish something, I immediately have something ready to cast on so that I can get some gift knits and Christmas knits done. So I made a shawl for one of his roommates, and I have to make a Captain America hat for his other roommate. So
I've just got to say to Thrifty Chickadee, no, that isn't a cat in front of Annie. That's her hairy chest.
which chicken yarn, Caro?
She keeps coming.
That
getting
Anne
me
knows.
again.
Anne mentions it all the time, but I don't know. That's why I asked Anne.
Oh, meh. Is it yellow and
Meh.
gray?
I don't
It's
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Okay. Because that's her favorite one that DK.
Yeah,
does not
that
like,
one.
The,
I like
the
it.
meh, M-E-H, meh.
I like it. Yeah.
It's meh. Neil likes it too. He has some.
I don't
I
think it's
love it.
meh though. I like it. It's great
Yeah,
colors.
I like yellow. See. Not many people like yellow, but I do.
I like certain yellows.
I like certain yellows. I agree with that. I finished 2 shawls, but I can't show them because they're gifts and the people might actually watch. So they're just one skein shawls though. Because those are a great way to use up fingering or DK weight yarn. And yeah, so what's everybody else planning for Shark Week?
I'm going to try to see if I can find a pattern that might have some sort of tie in to the theme. But I have this, it's Chicken Lady. It's her blood splatter colorway. And
Very
I'm
cool.
going, this goes with
Ooh,
this.
pretty.
I think I'm going to do some shorty DK socks.
Oh, nice.
I should be able to get them done in a week.
Yeah.
I've
And they'll
done,
be for you.
yeah, for me. I've done
They'll be for you,
fingering
yeah.
weight socks in a week. When my youngest daughter came to visit one time, she was there for a week, and I knit her a pair of shorties in a week. But I don't want to stress out that much. So
I understand. Neil, what are you going to do?
For Shark Week, I have no idea. I did have a plan. I had a great plan, but then I actually did it before, so I can't use that now. So,
Wow.
and it would have been perfect because it actually took me about 3 days to do. So now I don't know. I'm stuck now.
So
Well,
what,
we
you
can
just
do another
don't
one.
like it, or
I will be
What-
right back. You guys keep
What
talking.
the thing? Oh no, I've finished it. I made the thing that I was going
but
to do.
you could do
for Shark Week.
another one.
Yeah, but I don't like. I'm one of them people. I don't like doing
Okay.
the same thing exactly again. You know what I mean? I could play around with it, I suppose, make it different. But I'll find something. I don't know yet.
Got to do something though that is not like super simple. You know, you got to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So otherwise, what's the point?
I haven't looked yet. I can't find anything at the moment.
I might do something with what was she called? Yarn, Love Yarn, was it? We all bought some of her yarn recently, didn't we? Because she we were going for her rope or something. I can't remember what it was now. And I've got 2 skeins of Aran weight of hers.
Okay.
I
So
wasn't
I
able
might
to
do
buy
some-
anything because it was all sold out. I couldn't get it. My FOMO was real. I was like, I want to support you too, but I can't because you've got nothing. I have to come back.
Poor Carol.
Her yarn is very sweet.
I didn't get any either.
Sorry. Opening up my
I've been
Amazon.
wanting to spin for a sweater, but I actually want to card alpaca and wool together for it. That's not going to happen this week because I'm not carding wool and alpaca when it's 90 some degrees outside and 80 something inside. So no. So that will wait.
No.
That will wait. That's,
Don't you still have to do your yarn for your what's it called? The Stephen
Don't
West
say
one.
that P word. Don't say the P word.
I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it.
Penguono.
That's it, Penguano, yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Joe Bob has not started a Penguono either.
Did you see Shauna's latest video? Shauna's
Yes.
Not yet.
Yes.
Now, the Stephen West sweater design that she made, where it had a really low yoke, didn't it? And the underarm was really low. That seems to be something that's happening on all of his sweaters, isn't it? Because I really liked one of his other sweaters that's like a little bit like a sampler, you know. And somebody pointed out that the armhole thing on that was really low, and that it was
The
all
newest one
bunched up.
seems better. The what was it? The moss stitch sweater.
His
had-
his gauge is better on that. His drape is better on that one.
Yeah, it's more fit. It's not
Somebody
This is
told
it.
him about Positive Ease.
that one. See, Neil, this is the new one.
Right.
Yeah,
But
Marl-
see if
it's
you can see
Marl
any
something.
pictures under his arm, you know, like from the back or something, because it might be interesting to see. Because I saw him on one of his videos as well, and I thought, yeah, even that sweater doesn't quite look right under the arm.
Let's see. If there's any. Nope, nothing on his website. Well, wait, hold on. There.
Oh, that one doesn't look too bad.
No, the yoke doesn't seem nearly as deep.
Maybe he's just got a really long body from his neck to his underarm, and that's why they're all, you know, they fit him, but nobody else.
Maybe.
I've heard people complain about that though. Then it makes me want to go, oh, maybe I don't want to do one. And I have patterns.
Yeah, I've got a couple of
I don't
his. Well, I'm doing that. I'll put it to one side for the time being. I'm still doing that garter. What's it called? The Marla cardigan thing.
Right.
Mhm.
It's
But
in
you're so
time out at the
close.
moment.
You're so
Oh
close
well,
to being
I
done.
just haven't got any knitting mojo at the moment, and it isn't coming
See?
back yet.
It's not
But it
just
will.
me.
Yeah, it will eventually, and then I'll probably get it finished really quickly because I'll probably be really into knitting then when I am. But,
Yeah, I haven't had knitting mojo for months. I haven't had crocheting mojo for a couple of weeks now. I mean, I'm working on a granny square shawl just to be doing it, but it's also hot and I don't want to touch it.
Are you going to make that granny square cardigan that Amy's going to make, Therese?
I would like to at some point.
That's
I got to
knit
get
and
DK
crochet?
yarn. I got to get DK yarn for it. I like it though. I like that it's the granny squares and then it's knitted sleeves.
Yeah, the sleeves look way more fitted and less bulky.
A lot
The
of the
normal
granny square
traditional.
cardigans, I like them, but they have the poofy sleeves. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want poofy sleeves. I know they're popular, but I prefer them more fitted. Not right now,
Yeah.
but yeah, in winter.
So what are you? Is that the only project you've got on the go then at the moment, Therese?
I mean, I have a pair of socks. I'll pick them up and do a row, and then I'm like, ugh. And then I have my my baseball blanket, and so I've been keeping up with that. So you know, every game or every couple games, I'll throw the stripe on. I'm just not into anything. I don't know.
Well,
need
it's
to do
probably a
some
lot to do with
Tunisian
the weather.
crochet.
What's that, Neil? I'm sorry.
You need to do some Tunisian crochet because
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
all I'm doing at the moment. It's all I
I
want to do.
know.
It's weird.
Yeah, it might be the weather, and it's just I don't know. But before it got hot, I was just like, meh. I don't know. It'll come back.
I go through spells like that, and then I just read. For
Yeah.
a few weeks with nothing else, and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no, Anne.
Oh no. Well, when you have a disappointment, that's going to do that to you. You know.
You can never disappoint Neil, Anne. He loves you.
Yeah, and to be fair,
Right,
Anne,
Neil?
you finished the shawl. You know, it was only those crosses that she got stuck on, really. But I've made what we're gonna do. I need to speak to Caro about this. I mean, I kind of touched on this once before, but I might do possibly next year a Ripperverse theme for the magazine.
Ooh.
But I would have to contact Caro to check what we can and can't get away with. You know what I mean? Because so that way. Because we were going to have the superhero patterns in the heroes issue, but we've just not been able to do it. So I've just think, well, if we have a bit of extra time, another year perhaps, we might have quite a few then that we can put in, and then just have a specific Ripperverse thing. Don't know how we'll do that. That's just an idea I was thinking about today.
I love this idea. I'm happy to help you in any way.
Yay! Well, now I know you're an editor, Caro.
Oh, I am. It's true.
I'll be roping you into editing the magazine.
Oh, I won't say no. So I've helped with like editing scripts in people's books, and I also am like going through another magazine company's slush pile, which is I warned them when they brought me on. I was like, I'm kind of savage, and it's like, we want the savage, and like it's pretty much like I read them when I'm tired and I'm grumpy. So if I don't like them within like the first 3 paragraphs, it's just like it's out.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want you on the magazine.
Well, I mean, editing the magazine is different. It's not like so. Okay, for any aspiring author out there, I'm going to give you an editor tip. If you're going to start your story off with dialogue, your dialogue needs to establish who's talking, the setting, and where and when I am. If you can't do that within the dialogue sentence, don't start your chapter or your book off like that. So I would like so many times, like I would read like the start of a chapter and it'd be kind of like, who's that over there? And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
because you don't know who's talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm just getting comfortable.
Do you want to see what I'm working on at the moment? This
Yes,
is
we
going to be for a friend.
I like that.
And it's going to be what we call a tank top. I think you call them a vest.
I'm your friend.
So,
I'll have it.
No, we call them a tank top. What are you talking about?
oh no, I'm sure.
Oh, a
something
vest.
else. Yeah, there was something.
Yeah.
So this is it's a yarn called by a company called Yarn Smiths, and it's cotton and acrylic. And I'm not kidding, it's absolutely lovely to work with, and it's like there's a bit of fluff to it. And it's like, I don't know, I keep stroking it because it's like so nice to touch. But I think it's a Wool Warehouse own brand, I think. I don't know, I might be wrong. So, but you can get it.
Does it come in a gradient like that? Does it come in a gradient like that?
It does, yeah. And they've got, but they're all these kind of, I don't know what you'd call these kind of colours, springy colours, I don't know, pastel kind of colours. So yeah, well, they're not all sort of orangey, but they're quite feminine colors. There's no like black and gray or dark reds or anything like that. So but I've been really enjoying working with them. So, and this is Tunisian crochet. So even though it looks like knitting,
Tunisian, I know.
it's a little pride like.
I was wondering if that topic was going to come up or not.
Let's just drop it again.
Yeah.
I don't like pastel colours.
Oh, I've got a finished object.
Oh, let's see.
Ooh.
Well, I say a finished
Let's
object. I haven't blocked it yet, so
Well, then
and
it's-
I haven't sewn the ends in or sorted the. I did the cuffs flat, so I need to join the cuffs together. But I'm not doing it until it's blocked, until I know that it's going to fit properly and everything.
Is this
So this
Tunisian crochet?
Yeah, so this is the sweater that I was making. So
Nice.
this is with chicken ladies. Oh, I redid the.
I like it
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
better now that you redid the ribbing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I did it in crochet
Yeah.
rather than knitted it.
I
But
like
what
the
I've got to
pulling.
do, what I've got to do with, I can't do this camera thing. So what I've just got to sew it together, there. But I want to try it on. I want to see how big it's going to get first because I don't know. The sleeves, I've kind of decided that I want it to be like this because it's going to be. This is going to be a winter sweater, as in like.
So you can wear it over things.
It's going to be very, very warm. And I thought, right, well, I'm going to want quite tight sleeves then, because one of the things I hate is, say, if you don't wear a coat and then the wind blows up your sleeve. I can't bear that. It's like, argh. So these are going to be tight, but I need to check it's not too tight. But I'm going to do that when it's blocked, because it's going to stretch a little bit anyway. when
Is
it's
that for
blocked.
the sweaty sweater challenge?
Yeah, so I'm going to submit it once I've done all that. As that, I don't know what
Yay.
I've got to do actually to submit it. I need to double
Just-
check.
Just do hashtag sweaty sweater challenge on Instagram.
Well, this is my own. I know it's just a plain sweater, but it's my own thing. I just made it up as I went. So
Okay.
now I've got to write all that down. And because for a Tunisian sweater, it's so fast. When I compare this to how slow I am at knitting a sweater, it's like.
That's
I can
why
get
I've been
through
doing
the stash.
crochet. Yeah, because it's faster.
And I like this as well because I know if people liked it, if I was wearing it, they wouldn't necessarily, they're not going to know what it is.
Right.
It's only people who knit and crochet will know that that's crochet. They're going to be like, what's that? So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
How you find your
That's
own.
nice.
I've got some more. So sorry, I'm taking over everything here for a second.
It's okay.
That's fine. Go for it.
You can have my
More than
spot
one-
because I didn't do anything.
Okay, this is, I've got to redo a bit of it, but somebody I know is going to be having a baby at some point. So I'm making a little baby sweater, which again is in Tunisian
Aw.
crochet.
Oh, that's cute.
Is that meh?
But- sorry?
Is that meh?
No, it's Bo Peep by West Yorkshire Spinners. It's a
I was going to say
baby
West Yorkshire
yarn.
Spinners. Yep.
Yeah. So it's just grey I did for the forward pass and the yellowy colour for the reverse. But what I don't know what to do yet is what to do with the neck. So I'm going to finish the other sleeve off,
Well,
then decide what to do because I don't know how
Here-
big of a neck it needs.
babies have big heads.
So
They
do you
have
think
unusually large, big. Their heads are bigger in proportion than everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm
The
just
neck
saying,
hole
from a
probably
mother,
fit me.
Don't they?
from having a mother
They're
who's had
buttons
children,
sometimes.
you want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just put buttons on the side and then do it that way because
Would
you don't
you-
want it to get stuck on their head.
So would you not bother putting a ribbon edging on there? Would you somehow just finish that off, like with an I-cord or something?
It looks quite
Ju-
big.
Is it
well-
too big, do you think?
You would have a
No.
neck that opens and closes that had buttons on one side.
Yeah.
So would... I'll have to look
Very
at some
nice.
other patterns
Okay.
and
Do
see.
you have a hat model like a? Do you have one of the little styrofoam hat things, head things?
Oh, I've got
hats on?
a head blocker thing, yeah.
See if it
That
fits
would-
over that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, yeah. It's quite stretchy, so it will,
Because
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
could
saying.
probably get it over my head, maybe.
Then it's probably fine. I'm just saying, babies have big heads, and sometimes it's really awkward when you can't fit it over their head,
Mhm.
and it
And
gets
they're
stuck.
squirming, and you're
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I need to find one to test it first. don't
find
I?
a baby.
Can I just borrow your baby just for a second?
Nothing
one more
creepy
thing.
about
Yeah.
that at all.
Yeah, don't do that. Just saying.
Don't do
Unless
that.
it's somebody you know, don't go up to a stranger. Hey, can I borrow your
And
baby?
sniff their heads like Joe Biden would.
No.
And then this is going
Unless
to be
you're in a
me.
yarn store, in which case they would understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So yet
Ooh.
again, another Tunisian sweater, but I'm doing this
Ooh.
one flat this time just to
That's
see.
like cowboy.
And are you making
Like
that
what?
up yourself?
Looks like cowboy.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
doing it based on measurements. So, and it's this is who is this? This is, I think it's West Yorkshire Spinners, and it's a DK sock yarn. I think. Don't ask me the colour. I can't think what that is. No idea. But that is about it for now.
Good.
I do have one other project, but I can't show you, which is a crochet cardigan that I'm making for my mum. But it's not in a showable state at the moment. It's just in panels.
Is that the one
so
she told you to make
Panels.
for her?
well, yeah, she says that I never knit her anything. And when I went there last time, and I was looking for the shawl, the original Ugly Cat shawl.
I know for a
And,
fact you have. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pretty sure
there was
there's
like
a ranunculus
14
that went
or
to your mom.
15 shawls that I've
Mhm.
knitted for her. And that doesn't even count the cowls and the hats and things like that. You just think,
And the
"What?
ranunculus?
I never did anything for you."
She's very lucky.
Yeah. So
Thing
Carol,
is,
what
though,
are you?
is- oh,
What
sorry,
are
go
your
on.
plans?
Plan.
For what?
Your 5-year
Are you gonna-
plan, your 10-year plan.
Are you going to let Neil talk you into doing Tunisian crochet? Because now's the time to jump on the bandwagon because
I
he's
think
all
you
in on
should.
it.
I was
It's
literally,
fun.
I know you guys couldn't see it, but like on my other screen, I was like, what is Tunisian?
Tunisian.
Tunisian?
Depends
It's a
on
form
who you
of
are, how you pronounce
crochet.
it.
It's a form of crochet that looks like knitting.
Oh.
Mhm.
I know I have the hooks for it because I bought them thinking that it was crochet.
They have
You just
long,
need a
yeah,
hook
cords.
with a-
Yeah.
or a
Oh, I
long
did not.
hook.
I did not get one then.
Or you
Ah,
can get
you-
the long.
You might have
just
just
the
got a
long-
long needle. which
Yeah,
goes-
there's
Yeah.
long ones.
Yeah.
But then if you want to do bigger, you have to get the ones with the cords.
Okay.
You pick up a lot of loops and then you take them off again
Mhm.
It goes pretty fast.
instead of just
does go
having one
fast.
loop all the time.
Okay. And then
It's
the
slower
second
than
thing,
regular crochet, but it's faster than knitting.
and then the second
Yeah.
thing I looked up was Tunisian shawls, and so I see some here. So this is a good
Mhm.
stepping stone for me.
The only downside to it, I would say, is that it curls like crazy.
Mhm.
Mm,
So you
okay.
do have to figure out how to
edges,
stop
yeah.
the curl.
And- Yeah.
Is blocking help with that, or just ironing and?
It does a little bit, but it depends on the yarn as well. But I think it will always try and curl if you only
Mhm.
block it.
Just
So
like
you need to-
stockinette stitch. Yeah.
Yeah, just the opposite direction, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just need to do if you do an ordinary crochet edge, like a single crochet or a triple
Mhm.
crochet edge, that tends to straighten it out.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
because most things do need an edge anyway. So,
Sure.
but when I did, I'll just show you this. When I put, see, that's the edging that I put on. That stops it curling.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right.
Is that your
As long as
pattern too?
it is, yes.
Oh,
What
Ooh,
I'm
you
doing
all-
is
you
she
start
gave
writing
me.
some of these down.
I know. I need to. Well, that's why I've got all these green things here, so that I know where I did the decreases.
Because I
Because I've not
follow
done
some
them every-
people on YouTube, and I have Tony Lipsy's pattern, her book, and now she's doing a lot of stuff on Patreon, which is kind of like, come on. But yeah, I need more patterns.
Well, what I'm hoping to do, I've spoke to Annie about this. I think, haven't I, Annie? Is I want to just have a set of very, very basic sweaters that like every kind of construction, but in a simple Tunisian, nothing fancy.
Nice.
So that people can then fancify it themselves. You know what I mean?
People.
So I've
Me, I'm
done the
people.
one in the raglan. I've done the raglan.
People.
I'm doing a vest, and I'm also at the same time I'm doing the one for me that'll have sleeves, so it'll be the same pattern more or less. And then I'm going to do a yoke one, like a circular yoke, but it won't have anything on the yoke. So I might just do that with a different color. I'm not quite sure. Oh, which one? This one? Is it this one, Texas Sheep Lady? Is this the one you mean, or is it the sweater?
Mm.
I'm not sure which one you meant.
Did you get them all from Wool Warehouse?
The West Yorkshire Spinners and the Yarn Smiths I did. This the sweater is all Chicken Lady. The red and pale blue one is Chicken Lady. It's Cherry Picking Felon.
Cherry picking felon.
Neil's yarn.
Neil's yarn.
But I've also got another Chicken Lady yarn, and it's called The Stupidest Man in All Existence. So
I forgot about that one.
I might have to check if she's still doing that one, because I'd like a sweater in that as well now.
I saw one that said, "Is this another gray hair?" And I was like, I feel called out.
Well, has nobody created your Sparkle one yet?
Sparkle, sparkle.
Not like that. Like kind of like a semi-bulky one, or like I have one cake out here that I got because it had sparkles in it, but what they did was they put like tinsel in it, so it always falls apart when I'm trying to work with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, the one you held up with markers is Texas
so
Sheep Lady.
this
that
one. Yeah, this is Yarn Smiths, it's called, and I got it from Wool Warehouse, and they do ship to America for $5.99. So
Wow.
I'll type it in.
that's a great rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might get it elsewhere, but I've got a feeling that it's a Wool Warehouse's own. You know, where the
Yeah.
I don't, because it's got Wool Warehouse on the label itself.
So it's their in-house yarn or something.
Yeah,
That's okay.
but it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
nice. It's just cotton. It's 70% cotton and 30% acrylic, or 60% cotton, 40%. I forget. It's one or
That's
the
okay.
other.
Is it how is it to work with? Is it tough on your hands?
No, it is lovely. Really nice.
Okay.
I could work with this forever.
Okay.
Nice.
It's just so
Some
soft.
cottons are just
I
Yeah.
can't tell you what it's going to be like in a year. I've no idea.
well, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a bit of a fluff, a bit of a halo to it, so it might
Okay.
pale. I don't know.
We'll find out. That's future
Exactly.
problems.
Yep. I'll look for
Yeah.
that because I like that.
It's pretty.
You can't beat that price for the shipping.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I got like a work boner about that. I was like, you said $5.99? How'd you do that?
And it's on offer at the moment. I forgot to say. So if you get it now, you'll get it. I think it's
I gotta go.
£4.90 something, and it's 435 meters per cake.
Ooh, nice.
So-
Ooh.
And I'm still only on one cake at the moment, and I think I'll get the whole front of this in this one.
Ooh, I
cake,
will look for
think.
that. That's a big put up.
So you'll
I
only
like the
need
colors.
2 for a vest. You'll probably need
Is that
3.5.
fingering?
No,
That's
it's
fingering
DK.
weight. It's
No,
DK. Is it a
DK.
heavy?
Yeah.
Is it a heavy DK or a light DK?
No,
Like
it's
more
one of
sport
those.
or more DK.
Oh well, I don't know. How can I show? It's one. The reason why I think it's so soft is it's a. Does that help at all, or does that not help at all? It doesn't help, does it? I would say it's a DK. It's a DK.
Okay.
It's not sport.
It's straight
But it's one of those blown yarns. So I think what they've done is blown the
Mhm.
acrylic into the
Oh.
middle of the cotton, I think.
Okay.
So it's very light. It's very nice.
Which DK is it?
Which
they're-
DK?
Well, because they have Yarn Smith's Pebble DK or something.
It's Pebble Haze, I think it's called.
Pebble Haze.
Yeah, I'd forgotten it was called that. You just reminded me.
Haze. So that sounds
it
like
still on
a
offer?
3-season sweater. You could wear that in winter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even though it's cotton,
Yeah, and it feels so soft, so nice. Keep saying that.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Oh, the Yarn Smith US. I wonder if that's the same one.
It could be. Let me see if I can find it on the iPad. Something.
No, that's somebody different. Okay.
What are they called? A Wool Warehouse, isn't it?
Because I was just thinking, that might be a good yarn for the pressed flowers. If someone wanted to do one of those patterns with a great, with the color changing, that would be really pretty.
Oh, there's
And
another
that's
drops super sale on as well, by the way.
Don't tell me that. I'm trying to be good.
And it's the
I'm really,
wool, I
really-
think.
I'm trying to
Not
be good.
the cotton.
Not the mohair.
Oh, it might be. Where is it? Here we go.
Drops out.
Right. Okay. It was dearer than I thought it was. It's
£6.
£6 from £10, so it should have been 10. But for 435 meters, that's pretty good.
For DK,
Right.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
2 skeins of DK.
And it's oh, they have got some darker colours, haven't they? Like with,
That's
I don't know if that shows up.
that's basically
It's a darker
2
one.
skeins of DK almost.
Yeah, it's 150 grams.
It's pretty.
I've got the colours don't. I wouldn't say the colours show great on here on the website because they're paler than they look. So in real life, they're a bit paler. So this one, oh, is it that one? No, it's not that one. Where is it? Where's the other one I ordered?
Thrifty Chickadee, he says it's very soft.
Very. Like I've got some of this as well. So this isn't the one that I did that I've been doing the tank top in, and it is much paler than that. So the orange is more like a sandy color rather than that kind of peachy orangey color.
Which one are you
pleased.
using?
Well, I've got two. So I've got that one which I haven't used yet, and then the other one is where's it gone? You'd think I was getting thingy from this company, wouldn't you?
Peppercomb?
Yeah, it's Peppercomb. That's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look for this.
Yeah,
the
that's pretty.
iPad's gone weird.
And it's on sale now?
Yeah, £6 instead of £10.
For 435 yards of DK.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But I've got a feeling that they're always on sale. A bit like Drops is always on sale, isn't it? Because since we've had
Drops
this Yarn Smiths, they've always had it on sale. Let me see. Yeah, mohair is on sale, Annie.
Annie?
£3.20 for
That is cheap,
25 grams of lace and mohair, and lace mohair with 25% silk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't think about mohair right now. I just can't.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna
yeah,
have to
no.
buy some.
I can't think about it. Cotton sounds good. Silk sounds good, but no.
What's this?
And I just went out.
there?
I just went out in the living room, and it's
Fun.
hotter in there than it is in here. And
I'm
But
looking
look
to
at
see
all
if they
the
have.
mohair colours they've got. Look at all the mohair. Look.
oh,
That's
look.
No, yeah, loads.
I haven't.
Imagine doing a shawl in that. Imagine what it might look like, Annie.
Well, I don't know anything about mohair because, like, at one hand, I'm
She's-
kind of like every time people talk about it, it's like it's beautiful,
Oh,
but I refuse
okay,
to work
sorry,
with
sis.
it.
Sorry, Thrifty. I get it. My bad. Oh, West Yorkshire Spinners Festive Socks Pack. 3 skeins
Ooh.
for $16.50.
What?
Those are like 100-gram skeins, aren't they?
What? Oh, I'm doomed. I'm doomed.
Neil's
Oh,
evil.
look at
I've been
you.
pouring
I'm just
yarn
saying.
forever.
Neil's
I went to
evil.
Hobby Lobby the other day because
Oh,
everybody
never mind. They're
keeps
out of
showing.
stock.
Oh, good.
Saved.
Everybody keeps showing their, Hobby Lobby's having their clearance, which is right about the time now when they always did. So I went in there and they keep shrinking. They keep shrinking the yarn department.
I
It's
haven't been in
down
a while.
to, I don't know, 2.5 aisles, maybe. I got 1 skein of yarn. I got 2 of those bumps of the spinning fiber. And then I got some sewing patterns and some washi tape and a project bag that I don't even have a project for. Like hardly anything.
Last time I went, there was everything. They had a bunch of clearance, and then they didn't look like they were going to be replacing that section.
Well,
It was like only a couple aisles.
what I heard is that they bought out when Bed Bath and Beyond went out. They bought their inventory. So now Hobby Lobby is selling sheets. They're selling all the household goods.
Ugh.
They're selling. I'm like, what part of
No.
hobby is that?
Unless you're taking the sheets to make togas. I don't.
What's the hobbycraft in the UK, isn't it, Annie? Did they stop selling yarn in the store as well? I think they only do it online now, don't they?
No, I think they still sell it, but
It's not as it
price
was,
isn't
is it?
fantastic, is it?
Nothing's,
Nothing's the way it was
nothing's the way it was.
anymore, for sure.
And they still sell the yarn online, but then you got to pay the shipping.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
$9 for shipping. That's a
Loads.
skein or two of yarn. You could,
Yeah. I mean, shipping is what kills you.
I don't need
Yeah.
to buy any.
Oh, it's need.
Mohair.
We're not talking about needs. Okay.
No, I know.
We're talking
mohair.
mental
You can
health.
pull more hair back, but it's better to just snap it off and start again.
I didn't know that about the freezer, putting it in the freezer.
Yeah.
I've
it
only
helps.
heard that for getting rid of moths. That was the only thing I've
No,
heard.
it helps it to unravel it.
We've
Well,
got
okay.
we've got moths that
That-
hatch somewhere.
That yarn that
Oh,
I
yeah.
ordered from Ireland, Neil, from Life in the Long Grass,
Oh yeah.
it was only £9 to ship to America.
That's not
That
bad.
wasn't bad. No, and it was 5 skeins, so it should be here Friday. But yeah, so
We
I
get
was surprised
charged
it
extra,
wasn't that
don't we?
expensive.
Yeah, it's more expensive to
yarn's
ship
nice.
here.
Which
Do
is
you know what? I
crazy.
bet, Annie, it's from that woman's stash.
No, I tell you what it is. It's my daughter,
Oh.
whose room you can't get round with a Hoover.
Ah.
There's a patch on a carpet, so it's eating a patch of her carpet, not any of my wool,
Wow.
as far as
Ooh.
I know. But they keep coming out, so they must have hatched in the house.
Oh
I
no.
keep
Oh,
seeing
get out the
moths.
mothballs and the lavender and the.
Yeah.
You can get that
Oh, yeah.
pheromone stuff, can't you? You know, the sticky sheets that the males are attracted to because they smell of female moths.
She's
And then
bought
that way
loads of
the
stuff.
females don't lay eggs.
Yeah, she's bought loads of stuff. But
Ugh.
Well, if it
I
gets
don't
in
know
your
where-
yarn, the freezer trick is supposed to work, isn't it? If you do it twice.
Where did I get? The last time
Where
I bought
did-
drops was from a place in
I need to
California,
buy
and I
a
think they're
huge
out of
freezer.
business.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to
haven't
think
bought
where
drops. I bought drops off of eBay from a D-stash. It's the only time I bought it, so I don't know where they sell it in the US.
I tell you which drops yarn is my favorite at the moment. It's that drops air.
I've heard of that
That-
one.
Is nice, really nice.
I like
I
their yarns.
Mm.
We'll have to look and see where you can get it. I'm looking at this yarn sets.
I know, and I'm trying not to because I made a big
No.
purchase yesterday of technology, and I can't buy more yarn. Until
I went to the grocery store. I can't buy more yarn.
oh, that too. Yeah, crazy.
Well, I did a massive sort out in my spare room where all the yarn is, and I've got them all in bags now, and I've got them all in sort of bags this size, and they hold about a sweater and a half of yarn each bag. I would say for my size. So I must have. I'm not. This isn't to show off. This is shame. This is not showing off. But I must
Oh,
have
no,
nearly 50 sweaters worth of yarn.
No. We do not shame over yarn. There's no,
No.
shame over yarn.
No, we're
Because
not hypocrites.
we would all feel bad. So let's just.
So I just know that I'm going to keep buying more, though. I've just.
Here's the
it's
thing.
like,
You are.
why? Why am I
Okay,
going to?
no. Here's the thing. When World War III happens,
Mhm.
supply lines are going to be the first thing to go. So
Right.
at some point, we're not going to be able to get yarn. So we're going to need yarn to clothe people. So
And imagine
if you think
how
about it as a
colourful all
future
our
thing,
soldiers will be.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Socks
it's
and
being
hats.
prepared. If people can, store food, they should be able to store fabric and yarn to make stuff for people to wear.
Well, I'm good. No, I can't even make it. I'm good for a
I don't have
minute.
any fabric. I don't have
Oh.
any fabric, but
I got
I'm
plenty.
trying not to go down the sewing route because My grandmother taught me how to sew when I was younger, and I just can't. That's
Oh, I've
another
got
one
that
I can't
too.
put down. I have
I
so
only
much
know how
cross
to-
stitch stuff. I have so much knitting, crochet stuff. I can't do
Mhm.
another one.
I only know
can't
how to
spin,
sew one thing.
I can't weave. I just have to stay away
Look,
from that stuff.
ooh.
I'm gonna
Well, I've
find the thing that I
decided
can
Okay,
to
now
dabble
now
in
she's
sewing.
bringing out the fabric
I
porn.
know.
Okay.
I know.
I've,
Just
I know.
happens to be
gonna,
next to me.
I will,
I'm
Elle.
looking at
Annie.
mine right across from me.
It's
Yeah.
only one
It was-
bag.
Oh,
Elle, I
I
was
like
gonna-
that.
I was going to need a tester. It was going to be a couple weeks, but since I'm combining the different versions of the sweater into one pattern, it'll probably be a little bit longer because I'll have to get them blocked and finished and photographed and see if I can get a hold of my graphic artist to do a schematic for me.
I have the
Before I
yarn
can
for
get
that
'em out.
pattern right
I know.
there.
You can either do the one with the leaves or the one with the flowers because the sweater shape and construction is
This one.
identical. Stitch count is identical. It's just a matter
Tuscan
which
Oh,
pattern
Tuscan
you do on the
knits.
panel.
Mhm.
ooh.
Either the flowers or the leaves because
I
the
think
stitch
I
counts
have
are the
enough.
same. So basically, I'm putting them both in the same pattern, and then you can just pick which one you want to do.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and
it'll be there.
it'll work in Aran or worsted.
Ugh.
So,
Well, this is Erin, I think so.
yeah. How many
Aran,
skeins do you
yeah.
have, Therese? How many
How
skeins do you
many?
have?
2, 3, 4, 8.
You got way plenty. Way
8
plenty.
of
Aran, you'll probably only need 5. depending on how long
181
you make it.
yards.
Yeah, you might not even need maybe 5, 6
Oh,
if you
good.
make it
Then I'll
longer,
make a
but that's
hat to
it.
go with it.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
going to need that
Okay,
much,
it's on the list. Yeah.
Oh, somebody called Elle has just offered to be a tester.
Yeah, that's what I was
Don't
saying.
forget, we've also got a Telegram group for any designers
Yes.
and any testers. It's
That's
not
true.
for
Yeah.
anybody in particular. So you can go on there and see if there's anything anybody
Yeah.
wants testing.
Yeah,
The
you
patterns
can-
won't be on there. The people will send the patterns to you privately,
Right.
but there might be
Mhm.
photographs.
But it's a good place to
Yeah.
hook up with people. Yeah.
Yeah, and to see, what testers' suggestions and things they have. So,
I
Yeah,
That's
it's
always
not. There's
welcome.
no political affiliation or anything needed, so it's anybody.
I
the
need to get
willingness.
this,
So just let me
I
know
need to
if you
write
want to join it.
write these up, type them up, and get them test knit, and then get a schematic and photos, and then I can get it out to test knitters. So,
I have a thing I wanted to share. It's the only thing I know how to sew, but I wanted to share it. It's
absolutely.
Yes, please.
I need Liz to like share it because it's in.
Oh,
No.
oh, okay, I see.
Waiting.
I see. There. Oh,
Oh,
I make eyeball flowers.
oh, they're brilliant.
wow. Those are
I
very
love
cool.
those.
Wait, they're what? They're eyeball what?
They're eyeball
Eyeball
flowers.
flowers.
eyeball.
They're very cute.
Of course you do.
Now, what is the story behind eyeball flowers?
Yes, I need to know more information.
Oh, somebody sent me like an actual flower thing, and I was like, man, this must have been really hard to make. And she was like, nah. And so she showed me how to make it. And one day I was walking around the craft store and I saw like some of like the doll eyes were there. I was like, oh man, wouldn't eyeball flowers be fucking cool? And so then I bought some and then I put them together and then they worked out great. There was another one I made. Well, I made like a whole bunch of them, but what I did was I made a whole bunch of like kind of pink themed ones, and I put them on a dream catcher I made for my friend because she's like really into cute creepy shit. And she's like, this is the best thing ever.
They're very adorable.
They are. I love them. And they're very versatile. You can put like magnets on the back. You can turn them into buttons. Like I had too
Shawl
much fun.
pin.
Yeah, you can put them like on headband things, right?
Yeah.
Or if you had a little shawl capelet that you wanted to wear, you could put one to hold it together in the front. And, I'm just saying.
Earrings.
Yeah. Oh, I have a new side hustle. I'm so excited.
I've got a thing to show you. I can do it.
Okay.
There we go. I've just shared it with you, Liz.
Okay,
It's
hold
a
on.
picture of Annie and I in Hartlepool.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh.
On the beach.
Yay!
It looks so much
Yay.
fun. You look like bandits.
It's like a kite. Yeah.
Actually, they look like some 70s dance thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hot
The age
gossip.
of Aquarius. Yeah.
Did you watch that video I sent you, Neil? That link to about the girl who knit the QR code dress?
Not yet. I will when I've got time. But yeah, it was interesting what I saw of it. Yeah, because I remember Nathan did something, didn't he? Socmatician, something similar. Oh, she's gone. I'm sorry I didn't watch it, Liz. Come back.
Out of here.
Like, I can't take it anymore. I'm out.
Sorry, my daughter came in to ask me something. So,
Oh, how dare.
So rude.
no, because my Amazon came and I went and got it. And she wanted
Oh.
to make sure because it wasn't there when she went to get it. So, she wanted to make sure that.
Oh, is this
Yeah,
your
that-
technology? that
Yes,
you're-
I ordered this
Technology.
e-ink tablet that so I can put all my PDFs on it and edit
Oh,
them
I
like
want
patterns
one,
and stuff
yeah.
as I'm knitting them. And it's waterproof.
Mm.
Yay. And you can do notes and you can it's not just an e-reader. You can put the Kindle app and read all your Kindle books, or you can download other e-readers if you have books in other other apps and put it on there too. But I want it for patterns so
want
that
one.
when I'm
So it's for PDFs because I won't.
Yeah. yeah, so when I'm working on a pattern and I'm designing it, usually I've got paper all over the place and graph
Mhm.
paper. This way I can create it on my iPad, send it to here, and then when I'm knitting it, make the changes and stuff just write on them as I'm knitting it, like Knit Companion, but
That's what I
different.
have, but my iPad is fixing
yeah.
to die.
This one is Moby Scribe Wave, and it is the lightest thing in the world. It's just like you could hold it up with one hand to read as an e-reader. It's not going to make your arm tired. It's super light. And I ordered it, and it came yesterday, but a couple of the parts are missing from the package because somebody in somebody's warehouse must have opened it. So when I called them to tell them, they resent me a new one today. So I have to send.
I
the other
wonder
one
if
back
somebody
tomorrow.
had returned it. You know.
I'm wondering and took pieces out.
Yeah.
That could be too, but
That
it came with
happens.
what it was supposed to today, so I'm happy.
Good.
But this is not the Kindle Scribe; it's similar. But the Kindle Scribe,
Yeah.
you can only do Kindle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put
See-
outside apps, so you can
Yeah.
only read books from Kindle on there. This one you can read. It's Android, so you can download. I mean, you can't
Oh.
surf the web on it or anything. It's
Right,
not made
but-
for that. But you can download e-readers, like if you have EPUBs that aren't Kindle
Yes.
books or PDFs, and you can
Right.
notate. And it does
Ugh.
layers on your notes too. So you can, like, if you're doing sketching pictures and stuff, you can do layers on it and things.
I need one of
They
them.
have a color one, but I didn't get the color one because it was more expensive, and the colors are very muted. But a lot of people get the color ones to read manga and comic books, so they have them for color.
and color
But
wheels.
Mm.
I have my iPad,
Color
but I
wheels.
watch things on that when I knit, so I really can't use it for pattern notation. So this is
Yeah.
to get rid of all the little pieces of paper and partially written patterns and charts and all that sort of stuff that I have all over the place and be more organized.
And now you'll
So-
just be losing them in all different files, and they'll be all over the place
No,
on
you can know because you can set up individual files on this for what you're working on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's,
So-
he's talking
When-
about the naming conventions for files.
Oh, yeah.
I get you, Neil. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but
I've had this today. Somebody sent me a pattern on the 12th. The 12th. And because I completely forgot, my mind's elsewhere. And I'd sent her a message saying, "Are you going to send a pattern this month? Because I thought you were." And she said, "I sent it on the 12th. And can I find it now? I have no idea where it is." But luckily, she was able to send it again. So if I ever don't put anything in the magazine and you've sent it me, I apologize now. I do have a sieve head for a brain.
oh no, we
and
just
I'll have
harass
just
you.
forgotten.
We just
Yeah.
harass you.
Cat.
So that's all.
Annie's
Yeah,
in the
but
Yeah,
dark.
see
so, so this one's a little smaller than the Kindle. The Kindle's like bigger, but thanks.
I thought your lights went out. Yeah.
And there's a cat.
Is Annie's cat taken over? Because it seems like it.
Yep.
It's the Millie show.
Sorry.
Millie wants attention. Dang it. Pay her
Mhm.
some
She
attention.
knows what she's doing, you know, at her age.
I
Oh,
guess
she's
so.
sweet. At her age, she's allowed to do whatever she wants.
She is. She's completely indulged, aren't you? Come on. She's saying, "Why
She's
haven't you
so
gone to
sweet.
bed? Go to bed and go to sleep, and then I'm going to come in and meow at your face, and then run round your head on the pillow." And yeah, I got. Nobody else would get away with that, would they, Millie?
I love that noise. There's nothing nicer than a purring cat.
Can you
No.
hear her?
Yeah, it's a nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I love that
Oh.
noise.
Oh, you guys are doing a stream?
Ooh.
Well,
Who in
hopefully,
hand?
yeah. Just checking that she's still free. So if she is, Anne Pinkover will be because what I'm going to be doing is whoever's on the cover, I'm going to be trying to get them to do a stream with me to talk about that issue. That's if we've got a model on the cover. So Annie is going to be on the cover of the next issue. I don't think it's much of a secret. So Annie will be hopefully coming to join me to talk about that issue in about a month's time.
Oh,
I love how being on the cover of Blocked is becoming a thing now.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and
great.
I think everyone's going to be trying to outdo each other as well because they've all been really good so far. You know. So I'm trying to think who have we
No,
had.
I'm
We've
good.
had
I don't need to be-
Morgan.
And Carrie,
Morgan was the first, wasn't it?
Morgan,
Kerry,
yes.
Carrie.
Anne, Tabitha, Annie. So we've had 5. Who else?
Exactly.
I think that's it, isn't it? Oh no, we
Ian.
had
About them.
Andre
Paper.
Sue's husband was on the cover as well. One.
Oh yeah, with the that lovely sweater she
with
made.
no, with the gloves. That was
Oh.
somebody else.
Wow,
That was-
that's old school.
yeah, we've slept since then. Brilliant. Yes, so Annie's free, so we'll be doing that on Friday. So
Nice.
that'll be cool. And we're probably going to talk about Ripperverse, probably. So, Caro,
Ooh.
you might want to join us. I don't know if you're free.
Now that Neil has the actual copies in his hand and he can start reading.
On
Well,
Friday.
no, I haven't started reading any of them yet. I'm going to have to read them from tomorrow before Friday. So I've got like 3 days to read all of them.
Well, the good news is that you could read Alpha
Yeah.
Core by itself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Therese and I are going to be on the cover of Blocked anytime
I'm not
soon.
going to be on the cover. No.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know.
You have to.
I'm not even usually in the pictures of my own pattern, so
Right.
I can help it. I get family members to do that for me who are a lot
Yeah.
thinner and more attractive. So,
Stop it.
I would not be able to attend this Friday. I have a church obligation. I volunteer my time for one of the support groups there, and then we meet on the 3rd Friday of every month. So I would. Thank you, though.
Ugh,
You're a
putting
good
God before
person.
me. I don't
you
know.
are a good person. She is.
I try.
I thought maybe you were going to be on FNT or something.
No, I go into like a room with some uncomfortable chairs and we talk about feelings. So
Oh, that sounds fun.
Sounds like
No.
midnight.
I don't know.
I thought one time like I would just bring like my craft stuff and like while we were talking we could all like make something at the same time. But then I was like, no, I don't. Maybe not.
Maybe
Oh, you need to take your
eyeball
eyes.
flowers.
Yeah,
Like eyeball
with all the
flowers.
Eyeball flowers. Yes.
Yeah, they like that.
Or have one where you're only allowed to talk if you're holding the eyeball.
Eyeball flower. Yes.
Pass it round.
We're terrible. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No,
Carol. We're awful people.
It's like I really want to do it, but I'm also like if I did, like my priest would come and have words with me.
Well, the thing is, you need to make him one first and give it to him as a gift, just for his
No,
weirded out
no.
reaction.
Priest do with an eyeball.
This guy is like he used to be like the dean of like a big giant school district until like they assigned him to like my church. So it's like when I talk to him, I feel like I'm always being dressed down by the principal, and I know he can't turn
okay.
it off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
Okay.
we've got a group that want you two on the covers.
Yeah,
oh,
Not
it's too late.
That's not a group. That's one person.
I want you on the cover, but now
She
it's a
said
pair.
we. She said we need.
Maybe
that
one
means
day.
more than
We'll
one
see.
of her.
We do.
Petition.org. Let's go.
Yeah.
maybe one day.
Can you set up a?
Hey, are
GoFundMe
you gonna,
petition?
Carol? Are you gonna be on Knitting Wars tomorrow? Because I heard Cara Amorata is gonna be on there. Is tomorrow gonna be your
Fucking on like
challenge?
Donkey Kong. I'm gonna take her down. Yes, I'll be there.
Because as soon
Oh,
as
do you
I
want to
heard
do a
that,
test
I
run now?
immediately thought of you and your
Right.
challenge, and I thought, oh,
Sure.
it could be really interesting.
We've been beefing on Twitter like ever since the last time. Be like,
Oh,
you're
that's
gonna fucking
hilarious.
go down. I
Yeah,
told
but
her I
it's
was
better
gonna.
to have those beefs than the other kind. So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It was funny because the last time we were on the stream, it's like, no, we have to fight for some stupid reason that doesn't make sense. And she's like, what kind of hook do you use? And I was like, I use this one. It's like, your hook sucks. Like, your hook sucks too. We just started fighting.
yeah, don't get
Yeah.
into the inline and the, that discussion on hooks.
Yeah.
Inline
No.
versus tapered.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm
Mm-mm.
educated enough to engage in that dialogue. So I'm
You'll
like,
get
this
there.
seems to work. It's good. I like
Put it
it.
this way, Carol, I was crocheting for probably most of my life before I knew that there was that they had different names of hooks like that, inline and tapered.
Yeah.
They were just hooks to me, and some looked one way and
Right.
some looked the other, and I didn't really,
Mhm.
and then I would see people advertised as an inline hook, and I'd have to be like, I have no idea what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter. It was just a hook.
Yeah, it
So-
was different back then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But did you
Everything was
see-
different back then.
Have you guys? I don't know if any of you follow Engineering Knits
hmm
on her YouTube, but she's
Oh.
she's knitting a Bridgerton's inspired dress
Oh my.
from
Oh, wow.
scratch. Well, with the knitting machine, but
Okay.
it's kind of interesting.
Okay. Huh. What is
I've
it?
been watching some videos of people knitting with those knit flat, the long, skinny.
Oh,
Knitting
the
machines.
brrr.
Yeah,
I have one
yeah.
of those. Don't know how to
Yeah.
use it.
I don't see the appeal of that. I don't mind the round ones like the Addy. I've got one of those.
I've seen a lot of people who will make a pattern like the boxy, like Hoagie's boxy, and they'll do the panels on the knitting machine, and then they seam them together.
David got me one at an auction for $5 years ago. And I thought it would be good to do sock blanks and that kind of thing. I just haven't
Done that.
put the work. I haven't done the work to figure out how to do it. So
I think it's fine if it's on a knitting machine. I mean, as long as she says
As
that
long
with
as
the
it can be replicated. by
whatever
hand,
the
you know.
gauge is. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do them on one of those flat knitting machines that's at a bigger gauge, and then
yeah.
say that
I
it's
take it
that's
she's
what it would
being
look like
she's
for
being
socks. For
upfront
her
about it
design,
as well, is she?
as long as she's being upfront, I don't care. I
Mhm.
mean, if that saves you time, I would love a circular
I
sock
think
machine to just
it
wind up
makes
all the
sense
fingering
for-
weight I have.
It makes sense for dyers to do it for their samples, for their color.
Absolutely,
quick,
so much faster. So
Yeah, some of them sell them.
some do,
Sell
but
the
then
tubes
some,
that you can.
and then
the
a lot
toes
of them
and
will
heels
say, hand dyed yarn is the colors are different because they're done different times at different batches. So if they do a swatch, then it's not going to look the same in the next batch they dye. And I get
Oh.
that, but just giving a general idea though
Yeah.
is
It's very neat, can't it?
Mm.
her sweater is knit in the
So-
round and the pattern pictures have seams.
Right, that's a bit. That's
That's
tricky, isn't it?
problematic. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dicey.
Yeah.
But
Why
I can
is
see
your
if you've got a
gauge-
Some structure.
if you've got a sweater that is big panels that you're seaming, I mean you can get it done faster, go for it.
I mean, if
It's
she's
still
doing,
knitting.
if she's showing
But not-
instructions for both ways of doing it, flat
Yeah.
and in the round, then that would be fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean if she's making the samples on the machine, but then the pattern is for hand knit, that would be kind of
Well,
Yeah.
That's a little
I-
tricky. Yeah.
how do you
Anne's,
I guess
Anne's
that-
made a good point about
Mhm.
Shetland knitters, where they would have a yoke that would be hand knitted and then they do
Yeah.
the machine for the
Do
rest.
the
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a video on that, a documentary, and they were talking about one of the women when she was younger. That's how she started out knitting the yolks.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was her job. She would knit the
I have
yolks, and
one.
then they would.
I
Oh,
have a
so
little
what she's
kit-
doing,
a
the
kit.
pattern is in the round. Oh, sorry, Annie, I spoke over you then. You go.
Sorry, I have a
pattern is
Shetland
in the
kit, that's all. I have an old kit, really old-fashioned kit where the yolk's already made, and you get the yarn to
Mhm.
make the rest of the gown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they sell. Yeah. Some of
Huh.
those
Isn't
videos
that the
on
most
Shetland.
fun bit, though? Isn't the
Yeah,
yoke
it
the
is.
fun
I
bit?
was gonna say, yeah.
I'd rather
It
get the
takes
rest of
away
it.
from the the
Yeah.
boring parts.
So the pattern's supposed to be in the round, but she's knitting it flat and then seaming it, but you're supposed to knit it in the round. That's kind of weird.
Wouldn't the gauge be different?
Well,
I just think it's
I
slightly
feel like it
different,
would
isn't
be.
it? Machine knitting than hand knitting. It's a different different thing.
yeah,
Some
I
of
mean,
them have a different construction, don't they? Because didn't engineering knits in her last video talk about how there's is it a weft and
Uh-huh.
you know, a bit like weft
yeah.
It
knitting
does look
and something
different,
else?
doesn't
And-
it? Some of it, yeah.
and
Warp,
yeah.
weft and warp.
Yeah.
That's weaving. Yeah.
Yes, she couldn't get the machine to do. She didn't have a machine that did the one, so she was knitting hers in the other way.
And
the
it does
sample
look
that she-
different, doesn't it? When
Yeah,
you see
because the
how
sample picture that she had from the VNA was knit the other way.
Oh,
But
what
her
she's
machine
older
didn't knit
doing
that
the
way.
rest of her time.
Sorry,
If she's
Annie, what was
knitting
that?
for a living, can she not knit for a living or find a knitter to knit her knitting for her?
Well,
You'd
I
think
think
she
she's
would,
just
wouldn't
doing her YouTube now. She was working, but I think she's just strictly doing her YouTube channel now.
I got to write her down to see if I can follow her. I don't know.
The one that I sent Neil, I can't remember her name. What I liked about her is that's the only one of her videos I really watched all the way through. But she buys a lot of commercial yarn and puts it through the knitting machine to see which ones will work and don't work. And that was really interesting because she would like get Red Heart or get Lion Brand and then put it and then knit it on one of her knitting machines to see if it would work. So
I thought, well, Isolde's quite established. I would have thought she'd have knitting.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's weird. I've never seen those kits.
Yeah, taking the fun out of it, isn't it? By doing the best bit first.
Yeah.
Maybe they just thought people weren't capable.
Well, yeah,
I can
mean, maybe
understand.
a lot of
I've seen those kids' hats that you knit and then they'll have like eyes that have been pre-crocheted, you know, like an owl or whatever. I can get that because
Yeah.
it's a different kind of skill, isn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, if you have a sample, it should be made the
Right.
way in the pattern so you
Yes.
can look at it and see if you were doing it right. I agree.
Right. I agree.
I agree. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's too
okay,
much variables.
I can
Yeah.
okay, I can see if you want to have more than one sample, maybe with a different sleeve length, or I can see doing maybe one on a machine, but having at least one knit the way the pattern says.
Knit by hand.
and it wouldn't
yeah.
be such a big deal to have both instructions
No.
for in the round and flat. So I don't know why she wouldn't just have a flat instruction and then
don't
with a
know.
little sub thing saying if you want to do it in the round, just take off 2 stitches, on either end, and then it'd be fine.
I've never
wouldn't it?
done any of her patterns, so I don't know.
I don't know if I have. I think years ago, maybe. She's been around a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've got a little book of hers. I think I've made something from it.
I
But it
don't
was an
know.
accessory, I think, like a hat or something.
Yeah, I think
I
I've
don't do
made a
seamed
hat,
patterns,
I
so
think.
if I can avoid it. I don't like seaming.
No. I've got my sweaty sweater. I finished the sleeves, and now it's just sitting there waiting to be put together. And I'm like, I don't want to put it together.
I don't
One-
mind seaming once I'm going, but I don't want to start it.
That's
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
But once I'm in it, I enjoy
Yeah.
doing it.
Well, and
I
this
don't
one,
know.
Talked about it in our
sweater-
later podcast, her controversial knitting method.
Oh, okay.
I might have to watch that just to see.
Yeah.
We live for knitting controversy like that. Because that's actual knitting, that's actual technical knitting things to discuss and have an opinion on, as opposed
Yeah.
to political
That's some
or other ideas. You know what I
stupid-
mean? That's an actual knitting question to have an opinion on, not, whether or not somebody's politics or their color palette or what they're celebrating or,
Oh, I
something that's
found a
actually
new
knitting.
I found a new to me crochet podcast, and for the life of me, I can't remember her name right now. But it popped up. You know how in the bottom it'll say recommended for you and this and that. And this woman had the nerve to say, stop shaming people in hobbies. So I was like, ooh, let me see what she has to say. Basically, she said, you know what? And she actually named Hobby Lobby, and she said, you know what? If you don't want to buy from Hobby Lobby because you don't like their political stance, you don't like their religious stance, you don't like this, okay, don't do it. Go somewhere else. But there are people who, for whatever reason, whether they agree with them or economically or whatever reasons, that's what they want to buy. Leave them alone. Just leave people alone. Let people Stop with the yarn snobbery. And she wasn't crappy about it, but it was common sense.
But it's not. That's
sense.
not yarn snobbery. To me, that's a superiority. Like you get to be the police to tell other people where they shop. That's
Right.
different than
And
yarn
then
snobbery.
And she explained, well, but they
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 do that too.
Their thing is, well, they sell mostly acrylics, and well, acrylic has its place, So do you want people to just not do the hobby because they can't afford it or they don't want to use? Some people can't use wool, because they're allergic. Maybe they can only use acrylic. So you just don't want them to knit or crochet?
Yeah, isn't the term that they complain about gatekeeping? Wouldn't that be gatekeeping?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, they do that in the reading sphere too. Like they like to be like, well, you're not reading a book if you don't have a paper book. And it was like, are you buying the paper book? Are you going, And at one point, like it turned into kind of like, so you're going to tell a blind person that they're not really reading because they're not reading the way that you want them to, So it got into like the nitty gritty of that. And it was just like, I understand like some people like the tactile feel of it, of like turning pages, and they like the smell.
I do too.
Yeah. And then you've got people like me who are like, I don't have time for that. And so like, we're just like kind of quickly scrolling through the endless thing to get through the end of the book sometimes. Yep. Speaking of the end of the book, I finished The Gunslinger yesterday.
I know about the one person on the journey that's no longer on the journey. I know about that because somebody did a spoiler, which pissed me off.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I hate spoilers and I hate people who spoil things. So I do know.
He dies.
I'm not going to say, but I do know. But I haven't. Yeah, but I will.
He came out of the shower and it was all a dream.
Anyway,
yes.
I wanted to let you know that I was done with book 1 of the journey so far. So of the reread.
Do you guys remember that? Do you remember the whole Who Shot JR? And what a big deal it was?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there even a better one where it was aliens took them up in the spaceship or something? What was that from? That was a big American soap, wasn't it? Was that Dynasty as well?
JR? What?
No, in one of those type of soaps, there was an alien encounter in it, and somebody disappeared and went off in a spaceship.
X-Files?
Oh,
maybe soap.
No, wait,
no, it was a serious one. It was a Dynasty Dallas / Falcon Crest / something like that.
I don't
remember. Was it during election season? Because during election season, suddenly all the UFO stories come out. Like, I'm not even joking. This is
one
like
in Vegas.
Trend.
Yeah, the one in Vegas where the people saw the alien in their backyard and they videotaped it and they're terrified, and they had some expert check the video and say it's not faked video, but can't say it's not people dressed up as a costume pranking their friends. Yeah, these people are terrified. They don't want to go in their backyard. They keep popping up in the news every few weeks of talking about it.
Just like those Bigfoot sightings.
Too bad Tabitha's not here to talk about Bigfoot.
Right?
She's going to see him one day, I bet.
And
it'll be the first Bigfoot with a hand-dyed hat.
The murder mystery to explain.
She lives in the Pacific Northwest, where Bigfoot's a big thing.
She's going to knit it a hat.
Yeah, she probably would. Oh,
Go to
Millie
bed,
looks
Millie.
tired. Millie.
Hi, Millie. She does meow a lot. Don't you?
That's
Chatty
good.
chat.
I'm so glad she's healthy again.
Yeah, she's
Right?
great. Yeah, you're quite healthy, aren't you? Not bad.
Chatty.
I'm good. I have to go to bed.
She's
Emma.
vocal tonight.
Oh,
Very
I
tired.
totally get that, Annie. You've stayed
Yeah,
late
the
for us
shut-in.
tonight.
Yes, we
I will be
appreciate.
woken up in the morning, so.
DK weight sock set patterns that aren't socks. Hats, cowls.
Sock set pattern.
Owls for sure.
Towels.
Shawls. You can do shawls.
Murder knit shawl. Do a murder knit shawl. Joe's not here to ignore that,
Mittens,
so it's fine.
gloves,
Hats.
cows. Said cows, didn't you?
All sorts. No, sock set.
YouTube.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of DK sock weight sets. The ones I've had, I've used in hats or cows, like
Well,
color
you
work
can use
or
the nice
something.
hand-dyed colours for details on yolks and things, can't you?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a shame we can't see what the colours are and what it is, because that's how I get ideas based on what the colour is.
Yep.
Dang it.
Wow. Millie has a lot to say. I think she's telling us to go away and let her sleep.
I can't find this crocheter.
Should be
If
in
I
the
find
YouTube
it-
history, shouldn't it?
It's a YouTube. And she has, at least a year's worth of. I can't find it on my phone because my phone's YouTube is different than the TV YouTube, which is different than the tablet YouTube, and you can't find
I don't sign it.
your subscriptions. You can't organize them. It's terrible.
I
So
think
it's
I've-
mainly orange and then black mini. Yeah.
Oh.
Doodle socks,
Someone will have to
according to
design
Shelley.
something.
Shelley says the doodle socks.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
I found it. I put it in the private chat so you could tell me if it's the right one or not.
I'm gonna have to go.
You should go.
Bye, Annie.
Bye.
Thank you for coming,
see you,
Annie.
Annie.
Thanks.
Bye,
Get some
bye.
rest. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Bye, Millie, too. Thanks for coming.
I won't be
Thanks,
staying
Millie.
on much longer either. I might stay on for another
You-
15.
You say that, and then you keep going.
Yeah, to the bitter end. I'm
There
scared
is-
of missing out. FOMO.
No, I think I found it. I put it in the private chat for you to verify.
you?
Yeah, I think it's it. But only you can tell me because you saw it.
Yeah.
Let me-
So yeah. So
Hi.
tonight I'm going to work on my new tablet and figure it out and download my patterns to it, and then I'm excited because the nice thing is the stylus. You don't have to charge it like an iPad pen, so that's nice, and it has an eraser on it. So we'll see. I like it because it's
Yes,
smaller than the
that's the
Kindle and
chick.
it's lighter.
That's the girl.
That's the chick.
Oh,
That's exactly the one. That's the one. What's she called? Good job, Carol. You're best.
how did
You're
you get that from
helping.
that? Such little
Oh.
such little description.
Don't question.
I don't
Just
know.
let her do her
I
thing.
know.
Shannon
she
talks
is-
yarn. That's the
She's
name.
thing.
Shannon talks yarn. That's the name of the channel for anybody that wants to go look. And
Sharon
the title
talks Sharon.
Sharon talks yarn, and the name of the video is "Craft Shaming and Yarn Shaming Has to Stop."
Sharon talks yarn.
Yeah, the shaming period has to
Okay.
stop. Just be grateful people get
All
to
right,
do their
that's
hobbies.
basically what I thought.
Oh,
You know?
have you been reading Craftsnart recently? Did you see
Yes.
the
Yes.
hilarious
Yes.
one where they said they wanted to start being nice? And then there were all the other people who were in there saying, "No, I don't want to be nice." It's like, because they
Yeah.
have some nice news about Emma in the
Shannon
moment,
Talks Yarn.
who's no longer called Emma. in
She's
the
very
moment. She's now
sensible.
something
Miss Shannon
else.
talks yarn.
To be,
She's
to
very
be fair, I thought that with the Emma was already a done deal. I was surprised that it was news.
Yeah, that was
Quite
not
frankly.
shocking. No.
I think
Um,
that cowboy thing behind her gave it away, didn't it? The trans flag cowboy.
I don't
Yeah.
care about her. I just
I'm
don't.
just.
No.
She never, or whoever never did your expose, Neil.
She
I'm
didn't.
kind of disappointed
No.
because I wanted to see the.
I
know.
think it's one of two things. It's either that she has so much stuff to talk about, she just has no way of, condensing it into a 1 or 2 hour show, or she just knows that I'm going to talk about it and she doesn't want that. She doesn't want me to, because I'll do a frame by frame discussion of what she says, because it'll all be a load of crap.
Yeah, and a lot of those people will eat it up too.
Of course they will,
Well,
because they have nothing else to. I'm not going to get into a whole, what you should be doing or what you should, but you know,
I emailed her and offered to help her with it. I did. I actually said, look, if there's any questions you've got, you know, I will answer you and I'll help you with it. You know, if there's anything you want clarify, you know, whatever. And her response to that was to block me. And that's when I knew
Well,
that she's a
you
piece
probably
of shit.
triggered her.
You know,
Probably triggered her by contacting her, Neil. You know, like when you triggered that
you've
other
been
person.
tainted. She's been tainted by
Yes,
literally
because you're so
Nittler.
evil.
He's literally
Yeah,
Nittler.
I keep cracking up anytime they mention the magazine, and someone will say, "I don't know that," and they're like, "Oh, that's that evil Nazi magazine, right-wing Nazis that that it's
the white
racist." And I'm just
supremacist
like,
magazine.
no, it's not. But
Well,
I
I
think
think
some of
that's
those.
what the disappointment is for Emma. I think she's been thinking that there was going to be, I don't know, SS uniform patterns and, you know what I mean? I think, how to build a bomb patterns, whatever, you know what I mean? I think that's what she thought was going to be in there. And she hasn't
No.
found any evidence. And that's what
I don't think so. She's not stupid. I think she knows exactly what it is, but it's a narrative that's her narrative. Like the narrative against Anne and DK, the narrative against Habila. It's a certain narrative that they play into, and it doesn't matter what's there and what's not there. They're going to say what they say.
Some people
Well, it's
like
like
the
the thing with
fantasy
Trump,
of
isn't
a
it?
story to hate something, and then they
Yeah.
will never verify it because it's just easier for them to be rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those on Craftsnark crack me up because they have to educate the people who question something that's posted, and like, I don't understand, what are you saying? And they're like, oh no, you don't want to do this because this is awful. And I want to say, let them
Well,
look for themselves.
I did a bit of a test this week and it worked, and Craftsnark failed abysmally. So about 5 days ago, I posted something on Instagram knowing that Craftsnark, it would drive them insane, especially with the rule that they're no longer allowed to mention it. And I
Is this
put a
about
thing
the
saying,
badly dyed yarn?
No, about how white men,
Oh,
are
the
the
men
most
thing, yeah.
discriminated
Yeah.
against in the knitting world. So now, 3 days ago, there's now a whole thread on there about crochet men, and they even used one of the phrases that I put in it, but they're not mentioning me or the magazine. But it's
but
so
weren't
obvious
they going?
that it's in response to me.
Weren't they going after Knitting for Olive though, because they were asking for male test knitters for their
Yes.
male
They were,
pattern?
yeah,
Yes.
Because
that's what
because-
started it. Yeah.
Well, yes, you can test knit it for someone else, but if you're knitting it for yourself, then you know what actually works and doesn't work if you're knit.
Right.
And that's what they wanted.
There's
They
nothing
wanted male
wrong
test
with
knitters who would know whether or not it fit correctly or not. And it went all off the rails.
They just hate men. Basically, that's what it is. They just
They hate
cannot stand men.
everybody.
My favorite thing to do with people like that is put out posts about how much fun I'm having.
Mhm.
I love doing
Yeah, and
that.
I was surprised
do
you
that
didn't
too.
get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
There was no mention of you at all on Craftsnark about that, Anne. And I kind of
And
thought,
as always, apart from Emma in the moment with that video, Anne has always got away with it. It's like
because
doesn't matter what
they
she
must
says,
really
she
be
gets away
afraid
with
of her. Because Anne is very intellectual,
so,
and they're probably afraid that she will tear him down verbally.
Well, yeah.
So,
Anne? I mean, I don't doubt
Yeah.
it, but Anne's like really nice.
well, we know that, but they're, they can't back up their opinion, so they're afraid that somebody who can outthink them will call them out on it. And
I mean, when the bar's so low, Satan uses
I was
going to
say it's not real hard to outthink them.
no, not at all. But,
You're not nobody, Anne. You're Anne.
You're Aunt
right, Aunt
Pinkava.
Yeah.
No,
it's
you're
because
not.
you've got
nobody,
your real
Anne.
name, Anne. That's why. It's because you
That's
don't have
right.
a pseudonym. If you had a pseudonym, they would be desperate
That's
She
to
is
why-
find
the,
out
that's
who
why-
you
she's
were.
the undoxable Aunt
That's why they're afraid of you, because you do put your real name out there and you don't care.
Mhm.
Like
We
they
need
know
to
they
start
can't
a
cancel
rumor
you
that
because you don't
Pinkava
care.
isn't her last name. That Anne is
Ooh.
actually somebody else.
But you have to pronounce it Pinkava.
Pinkava.
I have to tell you the truth about Anne. She's an AI. She's not real.
I thought it myself,
I
actually.
think
I
so.
have
She
thought
seems
that.
a little too perfect.
Yeah, she's perfect. Like only an AI could be that perfect.
Or
I
Mary
mean,
Poppins. So,
I mean, you can go into an AI and say like, make a personality that's kind of quirky and Mary Poppins and likes yarn, right?
And it'll be
you get
Anne.
Anne. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
Sparkle,
Yeah.
sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle.
What was the second part of the sparkle sparkle?
Oh, drizzle, drizzle.
So
Drizzle,
there's
drizzle.
only
That's what I thought it was. Because
That's
I said
Anne,
that
a brother,
because
and
I
a mum
said
and
that
dad.
to my daughter the other day, and she had no idea. She had no clue what I was talking about.
I just like to follow like the most ridiculous social trends because they're just weird.
It's fun.
Amy tried. Aw. Well, it didn't get any of us quite right, Anne, when she did our little Funko Pop AI characters.
Oh, the fun.
But the ones she did of you were very cool. It had your British flag loving self on there.
Ah, Shelley, no, we have seen a picture where Anne is with DK in real life.
I've seen pictures of her with Gary from Nerdrotic too.
No,
Yeah.
that's
That's their
CGI.
AI
That's
as well.
CGI. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Gary.
No, it's
so,
a body
you know.
double. It's a body double.
That's true. Gary would be all in on that, I'm sure. Have you watched him and the Critical Drinkers reviews in the new Star Wars show? It's so funny.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Communist lesbian witches. Oh, communist lesbian space
Love
witches.
Critical
I'm sorry.
Drinker. Yeah.
Somebody gave me a synopsis of what they were doing with it, and as somebody that is like a Star Wars fan, I like died inside a little bit.
Pretty
like-
much every Star Wars fan died a little.
Yeah, like here's how much
Yeah.
I really like Star Wars. I learned Mandoa, right? Like the native language of the Mandalorians, right?
Mhm.
Mandoa is a fictional language. I can't use it for fucking anything. It's more worthless than high school French. Okay? Like and I did it because I really like Star Wars and the culture and stuff like that. And now it's dead. It's trash.
Well, yeah, most of it is.
Well, you know it's bad when they're talking about bringing George, I can't write romance scenes, Lucas back.
George Lucas, yeah.
And I love George Lucas, but the dialogue between Padme and Anakin was the most cringe, romantic dialogue ever.
So that's
I'm
not going to
sorry,
be.
I am
that's-
not a Star Wars fan at all.
It's
Learn
not. It's,
Klingon so you can imitate people in normal situations. That's true.
yeah, unfortunately, like stuff like that isn't just Lucas's fault because what happens
know.
is
No.
what happens is they make the script and then they get a whole bunch of writers into a room and they try and like kind of tweak it a little bit, and then a producer shows up and he gets to say what he wants to have said because he's financing it.
Oh, I know, but just yeah, it was not the finest romantic dialogue out there.
Which it's Star Wars, so why do we even need, we don't need romance in it. And I mean, I get it, the whole old school stuff, but it's Star Wars.
I know.
We don't need.
Yeah, I had no intention of watching this new series, and I'm glad I didn't because
I can't remember the
it's a
last
waste
one I
of
watched,
time.
but it was old.
I always tell folks I get really pissed about what they've done with Star Wars because when they turned everything into Legends, so they couldn't use it anymore, which is also kind of like screwing over authors a little bit.
Yep.
I'll never get Darth Talon, and for those of you who don't know, Darth Talon is like this babylicious like Lethan who is like the most badass of bitches, right? And she like walks around like this like little thong outfit, which is like good for guys, good for girls, whatever. And like this bitch would like jump out of spaceships and like land like 6 floors down and just like lightsabers like flip. Like it was totally cool. I was so ready for this bitch to come into existence, and now she never will. And so
No, I didn't miss it. No, and Pirate. No, I didn't miss it. But unless they're going to do it like they did then I don't want it.
Then again,
Because now it's trash.
it's trash.
It's trash.
It's trash.
So
Sparkle.
if they go back to the
It's
Han
clear.
and Leia, then fine. But
yeah, I love you. I know.
it's trash now. Yes. That's not what I said. If you go back
They
to
should
that,
let
fine,
it
but
die
otherwise-
now. They should let it die.
Yes. Oh yeah. If you're going
they
to keep.
should. A lot of
yeah.
things they should. They're remaking everything. Like they're
They
remaking
remake
The
everything
Officer and
'cause
a
they have
Gentleman.
no
They're
ideas.
remaking Time Bandits. They're remaking X-Files.
What is Officer and a Gentleman going to be called then? Because the
Officer and a Gentleman. They're remaking it with Miles Teller, but I don't know who the love
So-
interest is going to be.
Oh,
Who
It's going to
knows?
be Officer and a
John
Lesbian.
Leguizamo or somebody.
Oh,
you know.
Officer and a
don't
Lesbian.
know.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
That could be so cool, actually.
or
I
He-
just.
Buddy Gig or whatever his name is. Yeah.
But
Um,
why? Why remake it though? That's an
Gentle
officer and a
person.
gentle person.
They remake everything.
I know,
Gentle
I know
person,
they do.
yeah.
It's-
Officer and
it
a
just-
non-binary person.
It's just like every 80s and 90s movie, TV show out there is being remade now, and it's
Because
like,
they have no new ideas, they have no fresh ideas, they have no creativity.
well, no, it's easier to just boot up an IP. Caro talked
Yeah.
about that before. It's easier to just say, "Hey, we already have a fan base. Let's use this." But
Yeah,
then
let's
you ruin
swap
the fan
out
base.
this, swap out this, swap out this.
Yeah.
Boom.
You know, like Time Bandits, but they're not going to have dwarfs.
Well, what's the whole point then?
Like Snow White, but you took out
Yeah.
the dwarves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That
yeah,
totally
let's
We
makes
keep
do
those-
sense.
Wizard of Oz
Yeah,
without
yeah,
munchkins? Yeah.
Let's keep those actors from working. You know,
No,
Right.
did you see the new Wicked trailer?
I did.
It was bad.
It was. The makeup was not great either.
It was like the one thing that got me like in the trailer of Wicked, which is basically like the origin story of the Wizard of Oz told from, you know, the bad witch point of view for anybody who doesn't know, because I never know. Like there was a scene where she's like walking through the college and like I started counting how many guys were wearing skirts in the trailer.
What?
Yeah.
And they're
Oh.
not
Yeah.
Scottish, so yeah.
Oh, and why is Elphaba or the witch or what? Why is she black now? Black,
'Cause-
green,
'cause the
green.
actress
Because
is-
diversity.
But she was,
She was the right one for the cast.
but she's up
she
with
can-
everyone that's done it. So all of the times it's been on as a theatre production, it's always a black green woman.
Well, all I know is the lady that's playing her can sing. So
Oh, that's good.
that's you know,
Okay,
Yeah.
we like that.
at least they hired somebody who can
That's
actually.
still allowed.
Uh,
sing. I said a little
Right.
baby.
3 gays and 1 baby. 3 guys. Oh, sorry. I thought it said 3
Yeah.
gays.
Ah,
Oh.
it'd be better if it was gays. 3 gays.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Pirates messaged me and asked me to do a UK election night special. Would
Oh,
people
yeah.
Ooh, I will watch that.
Anne needs to be there.
And
He,
needs to
he
be
said
there for
most
sure.
Americans aren't going to understand it, but I'm not sure that I understand it. So I'm
I-
not sure.
all I
Because I
know
can't
is I
keep
think-
track of all your people.
All I know is our Congress would be a lot more entertaining on C-SPAN if they brawled like European and Asian
No, it's so
parliaments
true.
do.
It's
You
so
know,
true.
if they just went at each other physically, it would be way more fun to watch.
Oh, Parliament is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in high school and we were doing like government class, you know, because we were in England, it was like, let's go to Parliament. We can do it. And so our field trip was to go to Parliament, right?
Yes.
And so when we went in, like, you know, there's a polite person said, okay, you're not allowed to disturb anything that's going on. We need you to be respectful. Just be quiet in the back and da da da. And we're like, okay, we'll be good. You know, we're military kids. We got this shit down. And
they're
we
all-
were. They were all screaming at each other. They were calling each other names, and it was
Great.
and one guy like threw something across the room, and we were like, "Is this happening right now?" And then what was really kind of funny, sad, is that this is when it was like a really bad outbreak of like hoof and mouth disease, right? And so one guy got up and he was, he's doing like a talk about it, and as he was talking, everybody like got up and like filed out. And he wasn't allowed to stop. So he kept doing his speech by himself, right? And so when he finished, we started clapping for him.
See, we can't do that here because we'll get somebody that's fired up and starts talking, and then we have an idiot stand up and start, "Oh, baby girl, you need to stop that."
Did
And
you
it just
see about
evolves
what's
from
her
there.
name's autobiography, Cori Bush, where she talked about how she
Oh, yeah.
healed tumors?
Yeah, she's
And-
a
yeah.
shaman now or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, how she healed tumors.
Yeah,
Um,
because she's just that special.
I don't know.
I don't know. Our
I just-
parliament has some questionable after-hour activities.
Our
Yeah.
government has all questionable day,
Well,
night,
we've got
morning.
what's his
I'm
we've got what's
thinking.
his name?
I'm
What's his name?
thinking about the assistant with the head cam. That's who I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one extra hours
Yeah.
personal video that wasn't personal.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
and then there
Lord,
was the what's his
yes.
name who thought Guam was going to sink if we sent military people there.
Yeah, it's gonna tip over. Yeah.
It was going to tip over if we sent 3,000 troops there.
We've been
literally
there for
thought it
so
was-
long. What are they talking
Yeah.
about?
He thought it. Oh, sorry, my son. I'll be back.
Okay.
We
Ooh.
lost them.
Oh. Thursday. Your
Right, so
election's
we're
coming
gonna-
up soon.
Yeah, so it's going to be the 4th of July.
I'm not watching anything on the 4th of July from England.
I will be in Denver. so.
See, we didn't think of that, did we, Tomsky?
No, you
4th
didn't.
of July. No Americans
I
are going to
don't
want to
do
watch
4th
that.
of July.
Oh, well.
We went when we lived in Pennsylvania. A client of David's, she had a party for the 4th of July, so we're like, okay, we'll go. You know, it was nice of her to invite us. Well, it was British themed, so it was British food and British this and British. I'm like, do you not understand what the 4th of July is about? Like, what are you doing here? So
I worked with somebody.
bangers and mash and you know, squiggle, whatever you guys eat. We were trying to eat it, but it was very confusing.
Yeah, see what pirates put there about your Independence Day.
It's don't you call that Treason Day?
Yes, we do.
Independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, you guys celebrate somebody trying to bomb Parliament, so your
Oh,
holidays
I
are a little
watched-
skewed.
right?
I watched somebody explaining. Somebody said a Brit trying to explain Guy Fawkes Day to an American,
Right.
and it was hilarious because it's like it doesn't make any sense.
No.
It doesn't.
No,
make-
but it's a
But
big deal
most
there.
government stuff doesn't, so you know.
No.
It's-
No.
Yeah, it's like I think it was Stephen. Who's the guy who was in the office, the British office, who wrote the office? Sorry, not Stephen. Oh,
I didn't
forgot his
watch
last
the
name.
British office.
I think you're
Just
right, Pirate. I hope so.
Yes, so I think something
Yep.
interesting is going to happen this year.
And I
think
hope-
something
I hope we
interesting
follow
is going to
suit
happen in a
later.
lot of places. I think
Stephen
there's a lot
Merchant,
going
that's
on.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think there's going to be a lot of surprises, and there's going
It
to be a lot of
reminds me
people
of
who can't handle it.
2016. It's got the same feel about
Mhm.
it as 2016.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more people paying attention to.
Well, and especially after what
Cheating.
went on in South America and what's going on in France and what's going on in other European countries, it is feeling a
Mhm.
little bit like 16.
yeah, Macron's in.
But
in
my
danger.
prediction, and it's sorry to be a doom monger, but if you think about what happened when Trump got in, they did the COVID thing, you know, because they needed to ruin his presidency.
Oh, well, they're going to do it
And-
again anyway. It's bird
Well, they're
flu.
going to do it
Don't
with
worry.
war, aren't they? Because they've already
or
told
war, yeah.
us where our young men are going to be conscripted, and now they've told the Americans they're going to be conscripted.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's like, right, well, they're planning something, and I think that's going to be if Trump
Well-
gets in, they're going to launch everything then.
Well, I don't know.
Russia
I just-
Gate. Yeah, Russia.
I think the power has shifted, and I think a lot of people on the left don't realize it, because a lot of people, a lot of big money people have been donating to Trump, Democrat
Mhm.
donors, because they
Mhm.
see the economy and they know it needs to be fixed. Like the
Well,
economy
we're
needs to be fixed.
we're about to hit like a not fun time because an overseas deal that we had with the people that sold oil, we told them to like basically only do it in US. Well, that's expired and they're not redoing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, which country's that?
Oh, I can't remember which one. I just know that they were like a big seller of oil, and the contract was that they would always ask for payment in US dollars to keep the R value up.
Yeah. So this is to do with the BRICS countries, isn't it? They're called the
Yeah.
BRICS countries. So,
Mhm.
and we're at a very, very worrying time because they will hold all of the economic power.
Well,
America won't, Britain won't.
Biden's
no one in
emptying
Europe
out our
will.
reserves to bring prices down before the election. So we'll have no oil in the
No, but
reserves.
I thought presidents don't have
Saudis
anything
involved,
to
yeah.
do with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What is Tomsky saying here? Yeah. They join the EU.
Yeah. Well, if what's happening in France happens, because France is kind of really struggling financially, and them and Germany are the only countries now, bumping up the EU. If they go under financially, then the whole of the EU will collapse.
Yeah, I think
I hope I'm wrong. I do hope
Political
I'm wrong.
machine is too.
there's always going to be something with them trying to be insidious and stop stuff. I mean, all you have to do is just keep pushing forward and get the right people doing the right things. And I think so many people are suffered in this economy. And, you know, you can't afford to buy groceries, you can't afford to buy gas. It's
What
getting
I
to the
like-
point where even
do you know what
people
they
who are
say?
stalwart leftists are starting to vote with their wallet. And the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, if abortion was the main thing that was on the election, I think the left would win hands down because they would push
Of
it
course
and
they
they would
would.
push it. But they can't because it's the economy. And when people are voting for their wallets, that supersedes everything. And even a lot of people on the left who are prominent leftists, I think they're not anymore. They won't come out and say it publicly, but I think that they will vote with their wallets. And I think a lot of people will be surprised by that.
Well, and I like seeing. I see that he has a lot of donations from CEOs and owners of major corporations, but I think they're on a different. Yeah, they are the rich people. They are the elites, but they're actually people who actually care about the American people or care about the country, whereas the elites, like the government elites, they don't care.
No.
I think there's a difference in like the 1%. I think that the 0.5% cares nothing about us.
Because nothing affects them.
right-
Because they have so much money, nothing affects them. But a
Right.
lot of these CEOs are losing because the businesses are going overseas and they can't compete.
Yeah,
And they know they have to bring the technology back to the US.
Or you've got them with the minimum wage in California. A lot of companies are closing because they can't afford.
10,000 people have lost their
Yeah.
jobs because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Trump
CEOs
is getting
are going to see
donations
that.
from
Mhm.
Trump's getting donations from his people. He's getting the grassroots is huge.
Yep.
And his conviction has only made him more popular. And
Yep.
it's going to be interesting. I think there's a lot of people out there who were very public about their views last time that have changed, but they won't say it publicly, but they'll vote.
Yeah.
Because then they
That's why
don't
you
have to
can't
admit it.
believe the polls. Yeah.
I mean, this guy who won the Senate primary here in Nevada, he was endorsed by Trump after the primary, but he won by a landslide. I mean, nobody voted because it's a primary, but of the people who voted, he won by like 60%. And it was surprising because the other guy was more establishment and had more, groundswell and more money and stuff. So I think there's a lot of people who don't like not being able to afford stuff.
Recently, you're seeing people are taking a look at election fraud in Arizona, in Georgia, in
Wisconsin.
Yes, you're seeing people now. They're starting to, we're investigating. I wish they do Michigan because nobody's ever explained to me those poster boards up on the windows.
Well, what cracks me up is when like CNN and all, and they'll talk about polls, and the reporters are so shocked.
Yeah,
like I don't understand this poll. Why is reform? Why is conservatives, in America? Why are they so high? I don't understand. Trump's evil. These people are evil, and because they live in their la la land of reporting, and they have no clue what the average person. Because when you make so much money that the economy doesn't faze you in your daily life, you don't get it. But when you have to decide whether or not you're going to buy hamburger or not buy hamburger because it's too expensive, you pay attention.
Did y'all see that picture of Chuck Schumer with his grill?
Yeah.
Look at me.
Raw,
I'm grilling
cheeseburger.
I'm grilling raw hamburgers with cheese on them. Look, I'm just like you.
Except you put the cheese on the raw
and you're
burger.
so stupid that you won't see this.
That reminds me of Elizabeth Warren with the beer years ago. Where want a beer? It's so obvious she's never drank a beer out of a bottle ever.
Pocahontas there.
Pocahontas, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't heard much from her in years. But the people in Massachusetts will keep voting for her. It's like,
of course they will.
And these states will keep voting for, like in California, one of the cities, that was heavily defund the police. Now they're hiring back police because the crime's so bad. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, why is this a shock to you when you got rid of all the police and all these colleges that have gotten rid of police on campus, and then they have all these crimes and all these issues have gone up? Like, What did you think was going to happen? That people were going to peacefully, it's like the lack of the cognitive dissonance just blows my mind.
Ugh.
And the celebrities in Hollywood, it doesn't affect them because it doesn't
I
affect
don't
their
care
paycheck
about them. No.
because
And
they
most
have so
people
much money,
don't care about
you
them.
know. But I don't know. You've got the crazies who are, curing tumors and snake oil salesmen, and it's like term limits. That's all I can say. Term limits.
Oh, for sure. David screams that all the time. Term limits.
In every level of government, term limits should be.
Well, and they're screaming right now. That idiot. I'm trying to be nice here. That idiot here in Dearborn, Rashida. She was on the floor bitching about we need term limits for the Supreme Court. Let's start with Congress first.
No one should be able to get rich being a politician.
Nobody should. It's a representative republic. You're supposed to come from your job.
No.
Do what you're supposed to do.
You can't say that, Therese. That's new.
Oh,
that's
I know.
I know. If you say if you're a republic, you're right wing.
I know. It's yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. Nobody should be able to get rich in politics.
Well, you're supposed to represent your people, the people that your community. You go. So you're a doctor, a lawyer, a horseshoer, a farmer, whatever. You go represent your town for 2-4 years, whatever, and then you go home and go back to doing whatever it was you were doing. You're not in there for 50 years, until you're a fossil.
Yeah.
But she wants to
it's
limit
crazy.
the Supreme Court.
Well, of course, because it hasn't been voting the way she likes. Like I saw a thing how Sotomayor was crying because of recent decisions because they hurt her and emotionally. Okay, but you shouldn't be voting. You shouldn't be making judicial decisions based on emotion. You should be making on the law. And judges should not be emotional. It should not be their opinions. It should be based on law.
So unprofessional.
Like that judge who let out that woman who ended up killing that 3-year-old little boy.
Mm-hmm.
These
judges need to be held accountable.
The judge who arraigned her wanted her to go for mental health testing. The judge who did her bond said it wouldn't be fair to keep her in jail to wait because there was a backlog on mental health testing, so he let her out. And then a couple days later, she stabbed that 3-year-old boy to death. She had already said that she had killed. She had many police interactions. She'd claimed that she'd killed somebody in California before to the police, and she walked out. And this judge is he's defending his decision. He's like, I did the right thing. It wouldn't have been fair to keep her locked up. Really? Well,
how is it fair to this 3-year-old boy now? They need to be held accountable.
Victims don't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These judges need to be held accountable. If you let somebody out who is a threat to society and he kills somebody, then it's on you.
I think that people in Senate and the Congress should not get paid a dime more than the lowest member of our military makes.
Sure.
That should be their salary because they're not putting their lives on the line. And our military,
the time they don't show up to vote.
And if you did that, then the people who actually went into politics would actually do it for the right reasons as opposed to doing it to make money and whatnot. But someone who's putting their life on the line should not get paid less than politicians.
And this is not just at the federal level. We're talking about even grassroots. Because my small town here, there's a lot of corruption going on. These little tiny small towns, there's a big issue right now with the city council here, and they're just voting for stuff for themselves and for their uncle and their cousin and their brother and their,
Yeah, public service becomes private earning. You're right, Tomsky.
Trouble is, it's the same everywhere, isn't it? Because when you were saying about local councils and stuff, our head of the local council earns more than the prime minister does, like a lot more than double what the prime minister earns, and that doesn't seem fair at all.
It's called public service. You're supposed to be a public servant, not getting rich off of the taxpayers.
And that's why I think. But you're not putting your life on the line. You're not out there on the front lines. You're not. You can't. So I don't think they should get paid more than somebody who joins the military.
No, absolutely not.
That's just
But
You know, because-
sadly, they're the ones that vote to decide what their pay is.
Yeah, that
You know,
that should
so
never
they're
have been
never,
allowed.
For sure.
you know, they're
Yeah.
never gonna. It's the only
No, 'cause
time in British politics when the House of Commons is full when they're talking about their pay. When they're talking about
Yeah.
anything that actually means to anything to the people, it's empty.
Yeah, sports players make more money, but they're private companies. They're not public companies, so we can't
Yeah.
control what they get paid. I
Right,
think it's
that's our
ridiculous,
government,
but
yeah.
you know, we can't control that. But service is supposed to be service. You're supposed to serve the people,
Serving,
not get
not
rich.
self-serving. Yeah.
Like how many members of Congress are millionaires, and how many started out as millionaires? Not many of them started out that way. That are.
But they ended up that way. Well, we're good
Yeah, I mean-
financial investors. Oh, really? Well, let's look into that because I see a lot of insider trading going on.
Well, look at Biden. He had all these extra homes, all this money.
Well, he's getting that from his, 10%.
No, but I'm
for the
talking about even when he was in the Senate,
Oh, he's always
which
been-
still cracks me up that he got kicked out of running for president because he plagiarized.
Yeah.
Remember, it was
Yes.
it was Snow White. It was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There were the 7 male candidates, and what's her name, Ferraro or whoever, the woman that was running.
Geraldine
set-
Ferraro.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they were
get
like-
going now because I'm getting
Yeah.
really tired. So I'll
Yes.
speak to you soon.
He's tired of hearing about
Bye, Neil.
American
Politics.
politics.
I know,
Bye bye.
but we definitely need an election night thing.
Oh, for sure. British election night. Yes.
Yeah, they're overpaid. They are making it off of access, but that should be curtailed to what they have access.
Mhm.
But I don't know. There's so much wrong with governments, and it's like any organized corporation, organized religion, anything
Right.
where
Yeah.
there's a level where people can take advantage. People are going to take advantage. If you vote for a war, your children
Your
are drafted
children
first.
drafted first. Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
could see that.
Mhm.
Don't want mine drafted, but I don't know.
But you're not voting for war, so yeah.
No, I don't want us to be in wars in other
No.
places that,
He wants war.
when we're in not protecting ourselves, we're not protecting our own natural resources, we're not protecting our own allies, yet all our money is going to fight wars other places.
Well, we're America last, so
Yeah,
because if you're not, you're a nationalist. There's nothing wrong with being a nationalist. There's nothing wrong with
I don't want to be a
liking
global
your
citizen.
country. There's nothing wrong with that.
I just want to be an American citizen. I'm fine with that. I don't need to be a global citizen.
Well,
I
you're a
do not need
bigot,
to-
so
I am, I guess.
you're a xenophobe if you don't
I like my
like other
country.
countries. I'm
proud
I
of
don't
my
like it a
country.
lot right now, but I like the government part. I like everything else.
Nobody likes government except the people in it. And
Or the
they're
sheep.
prejudiced.
The sheep.
Yeah, the sheep. Yeah,
Sheep.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Look,
Yep,
at least we
we
have our yarn, so we can knit and crochet our way through it, and
Yes.
have that
And our
therapy.
eyeball flowers.
I know. I love the eyeball flowers. That's so
Eyeball
cute.
flowers, yeah.
I don't love them, but I like them because Caro
it's
does
a
them.
It's a shame Caro doesn't knit because she could make a Stephen West eyeball shawl to go with the
Ooh.
flowers.
Maybe next year.
She could probably
I have-
crochet one. Maybe.
Yeah, you could probably crochet one.
if there's a chart, she could probably.
I'm sure.
The magic
yeah.
circle.
We're all bigots. Wear it like a badge because your enemy.
Yeah,
uses it to
magic
destroy you.
circle. For the
Yeah.
iris, and then just expand out to whatever color you want, and then go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw some red in there if it's bloodshot or whatever.
I like it.
I think Joe knit one. I think she has one of those.
Does
I wasn't
she?
knitting when it came out.
Of course she
That came
does.
out before,
Of course
that-
she
that came out before I started knitting, so that I was not
Really?
part of the
Oh,
eyeball shawl
Lord.
craze. Yeah,
I just.
I was just a crocheter until I finally
Yeah, but you
wanted to
could
learn how to make
crochet an
socks.
eyeball.
I could, yeah. I mean, I've made them on for toys. I could make a shawl, I'm sure, but I don't
Why?
really want to.
But
I do like the eyeball flowers, though. They're adorable. They remind me of something out of the Addams Family, but cheerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see.
Yeah, they're like
Morticia watering
Beetlejuice.
a whole
Addams
bunch
Family,
of
yes.
eyeball flowers. I could see her sitting there watering a bunch of eyeball flowers. Because it's very Addams Family. But your colors
It
are
is.
cheerful, so that's the juxtaposition of it.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah, they're not creepy.
So- no,
They're wonderful.
adorable.
I'm gonna
They're
make
adorable.
a bouquet of them. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
You
put
could
them in
also-
my office because they keep saying that I need to decorate my office, and I'm like, look, if I start decorating, like, so because it's
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
gonna be like posters of like chicks, or it's gonna be like creepy eyeball flower bouquet. So like, pick your evil.
She could get into amigurumi and make little bodies for them.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can make little arms and legs and body for them, and
I'll leave like
The
needles
eyeball
on
to
my.
the
I'll
head?
leave needles on the desk, and they'll be kind of like, "Are you like into the dark arts?" And I'm like, "Not today."
You could make that. You could
Maybe
crochet
tomorrow.
that skull shawl. Have you seen
I
that?
have the yarn. The yarn is here.
yeah, yeah. There's a couple more skull sweaters too that I saw too
Yeah.
that are crochet. Yeah, Reagan said it. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Are the most terrifying words.
Just stop right there with "I'm from the government." Just stop.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, yeah. You don't even have to go further.
No,
And
but
the older I
you know,
get, the more I'm like that. Like,
yeah, but Congress would be way much more fun if it was like the Octagon, where they would fight it out
or Hunger
on
Games.
C-SPAN,
Yeah.
pay-per-view. It'd be awesome.
Hunger Games. Yes. Have one senator from or house, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can have a couple from each district, and they can fight to the death.
That would definitely get a lot more people paying attention to what they're talking
Mhm.
about.
And my
That's
money's
probably
on
gonna-
the people from the red states because they got the guns.
And it'd be a lot less people going into government too.
Yeah.
if they had to
This
do
is
that.
a great. I just had the greatest idea ever. We have
Oh,
the
oh my
Hunger
God.
Games with Congress, and we get to be the ones that sit there and watch.
How about we get to be the ones to decide who fight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We get to be the capital, and they get to be the little peons.
This is like some Running Man shit right now.
I watched this.
Yeah, but not the movie, not the movie Running Man, the book. Running Man.
Yeah, the book.
I watched-
Yeah.
The movie.
I watched this police video, and this woman
Wonder
had
him,
shot her
whatever.
husband. He had told her that he wanted a divorce, and he talked to his lawyer, and his lawyer said, "You need to get out of the house," because they've been fighting and getting aggressive. And so he came home from work. He went to take a shower. He came out of the bathroom, and she had a gun pointed at him because she was insisting he was cheating on her. And he's like, "I'm not cheating on you." She shot him in the leg, and then she disappeared, like she ran off. So they finally tracked her down, and she was like the victim. And they're like, "You shot your husband, woman. She's
Mhm.
like, "I didn't do anything wrong." He's like, "Yeah, you kind of did. You shot him."
Oops. An
And
accident.
she's like, "But he beats me and all this." And the police are like, "But you've never ever reported it. Nobody's
Right.
ever seen it. You're just trying to get out of this." But like totally could not understand why she was getting arrested because she didn't do anything wrong. She goes, "Well, I wasn't trying to kill him. I just wanted to scare him." I'm like,
Maybe
"No,
he's
that's
afraid
not-
of blood. So when the
Yeah,
blood is
we don't
blood is gushing out of him, he's afraid.
we don't do that with guns. We don't try to scare people with guns because you think they cheated on you. That's not self-defense, lady. Because
No.
she was saying it was self-defense, and I'm like, coming at your husband who walked out in nothing but a towel from the bathroom with a gun pointed at his head is not a case for
Hmm.
self-defense.
No, you gotta have a little bit more for us.
Oh, Anne,
I still like my Hunger Games idea.
well, this
I
Anne
think-
expanded on it for you. Look,
Yeah, sure.
you get the wheel.
Hey. And I agree with her also. She said we start with Biden. Yeah. First of all, he would raise his hand to volunteer as tribute, but he won't remember what he's volunteering for. I volunteer to get ice cream, so
No, but he'd tell a story of something that he supposedly did years
yeah.
before that he never did.
I won the Hunger Games back in 1965 when I was recruited. Shut up.
Corn Pop has something to say about that.
Corn pop. Yeah.
You remember Corn Pop, who he fought with at the pool?
Hey, he's a bad dude.
When the kids like to rub his leg hair at the pool when he was a lifeguard.
Oh, jeez, we are so screwed.
And then he says his son is the smartest man he's ever known. And I'm like, Hunter's not that bright. He's really not.
You must not be around a lot of smart people.
Yeah. Well, okay. He's in Washington, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corn Pop had the leg hair. Oh, I thought Biden had the leg hair. I'm confused.
No,
Nancy.
no. Biden said he had long hair on his legs, and the kids used to like to come up and rub them, which that's not creepy
better-
at all.
Better than him sniffing them when he's,
Corn Pop was
like
a bad
sniffing-
dude.
Corn Pop was a bad dude. That's true.
Maybe Corn
Ay,
Pop
ay, ay.
came from like the district that has Iowa and Kansas in it.
I wonder if it was a recurrence of that brain tumor he had. Remember, because he had a brain tumor years ago. I'm wondering if this is all a recurrence of that, and that's why he's off his rocker.
I
don't know.
think he's really old and shouldn't be in office.
No, it's elder abuse.
Elder
Yeah.
abuse.
Yeah.
It really is. His wife.
And you know,
should-
I kind of feel sorry for him, but I kind of don't because he's been an asshole his entire life. So
yeah,
I
he's
just don't
never
want him in
been
office.
a good
I don't
someone-
either. Did you see that they? It turns out that between his two dogs, they have bit 34 people.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah.
And some of them in front of him, and some of the the Secret Service had said that he would kick and beat the dogs, and that's why the dogs are mean.
I believe that.
He shouldn't have been in that environment.
Aw,
An entire lifetime lying, and now he can't keep the lie straight. That's it,
Mhm.
plain and simple.
Yep.
those
Yeah.
poor dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lied
Um,
about everything. He lied about
lied about meeting Jill.
his first wife and what happened
Yeah.
with her accident. He lied about
Yeah.
meeting Jill and what happened with them. He's lied about everything.
I will never forgive him for the Bork, him and Arlen Specter, when they went after Bork when he was being
Arlen
be Supreme
Specter.
Court justice.
Oh God, there's
the
a
way they
name you
treated
don't
that
wanna
man.
hear.
They were awful to that man, and his wife had just died.
Well,
and
look,
they
he went
treated
after
him so
Clarence
badly.
Thomas too. Yeah, I mean,
He
he's
did.
never been.
He did.
Okay, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight talking about this.
All right. Well, we need to
Look,
go because it's
Look
getting
what I
late.
made. I made
I
this.
know. I love it.
Ooh,
I like the
Wow.
colors. Very,
Thank
very
you.
holiday kind of
What
colors.
what yarn are you using?
Really rough yarn. I don't like it.
But what? Okay,
I'm trying to find. It's this one.
Oh, Karen.
Karen cakes. Oh, it's rough.
Yeah, it's like 80% acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
got it
some of-
because I really like the colors, and then I started like working with it. I'm like, it's like peeling off my skin.
Yeah, I don't
Ugh.
like yarns like that. There's some acrylics that just are not worth it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with Hobby Lobby. The quality of their acrylics are better. That's
I
why
do like
people-
I love this yarn. Yeah, I do like that.
I mean, people like them or hate them, but they make, their acrylic yarn is much nicer
Their
to work with.
acrylic yarn is nice.
And I've got to admit that. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like it.
It was fun. Everybody
was
get ready
fun.
for your Shark Weeks coming up. And if you've got
Shark
a
Week's
sweaty
coming.
sweater to finish,
I got to finish
try and
my
get your
sweater.
sweater done.
Sweaty sweater.
Um,
It'll be really sweaty this week.
a
So-
new block is coming out, and
So exciting.
a lot of our friends have new episodes out. Shauna Stitches has one, and Annie just had one, and evidently Neil and Ann are going to have one soon.
Nice.
So, and Knitting Wars is tomorrow, I believe, and I believe
Knitting
there's going
Wars.
to be a challenge going. So watch the Knitting Wars.
Ooh,
So
yes.
cheer on the competitors.
Yes. You can do it.
I joked that I was gonna like show up like, an exaggerated boxer and like ride in on like a horse with like, some cheerleaders on either side of me, but I'm just gonna sit in this chair.
Oh, I like
See,
the
if you
horse
have-
idea.
Oh no! If you come in like with a robe, like the boxer,
Yeah,
I do-
robe, a
comes
satin
back in the room
robe. Yes.
I do have a robe, it's true.
with flashing lights,
Nice.
make the lights flash and come in like
I don't- Okay, come on.
paparazzi.
I spend all my money on yarn. I don't have the budget for
We get it.
flashlight.
We get it. Yeah.
I have flashing lights
Priorities.
in my
Come
room
on.
only because it was my son's room and he and my daughter put the track lights up, and so I can make them flash, but I don't
Mm.
because I'm not that person.
I have
But-
poor lighting, but
No, he called me. I called him, but he called earlier because he had ordered something on our Amazon, and the order was canceled, and I just didn't know if I texted him, hey, is this your order? Because I didn't order this, and now it's canceled. So, and
Jesus,
it was
it's-
'cause his roommate and his other roommate are dating, and
Oh.
they kind of have been, but we're supposedly going slow, but not really. And so now his one roommate has moved. They've moved into the same room
Oh boy.
together, and so he's finally moved all his stuff into the other room. So now they have an empty bedroom. So that's now going to be their hobby room because they build Minecraft and paint Minecraft figures. And his friend does HeroClix. So yesterday they were getting IKEA tables and ordering all this stuff for their hobby room now, where they can paint everything and build everything. And yeah, it's like their little geeky man thing, and it's adorable. And I'm kind of laughing because he's always picked on me about my yarn. Not in a bad way, but just, gee, Mom, you got your yarn everywhere. And now I can do the same with his little Warhammer.
Yep. What
Before
comes
he
around
was into
goes.
Legos and Bionicles were his jam as a child, and now it's my Warhammer. He's on his second army. So, yeah. So I guess we will be back next
Thanks,
Monday.
Carol. Thanks for coming
to
hang out.
And hanging out and crocheting and, getting some more training in before tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta
get ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Get your thumbs loose.
Yeah.
So
I even have like my nails. My nails are like shaped just to like grab like the yarn.
We know nothing impeding. No.
Yeah.
Streamline
Make sure you
everything.
loosen up your arms beforehand. So you
Do
don't get cramp and all that.
exercises. No, that's not it. That's we must. No. You just
don't want an issue. It should be fun to watch tomorrow. So I assume it's at the normal Knitting Wars time. So
yeah,
whenever
that will be
is.
fun.
Like, exciting to watch. It's gonna be like, and go a little bit.
Hopefully everybody's internet works, because it would be really bad if somebody's internet went down in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I
Then
hope
you'd
my
have
lights
to have
are
a
still
redo.
on.
So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks,
Subscribe,
guys. Thanks, chat.
and like if you enjoyed it. We enjoy our
Like,
chat. We love the
subscribe. You
interaction.
oughta. It's crazy.
Thanks for hanging out, Pirate. Even
Tell
though we
your
know it's late
friends.
for you.
It's early for him now.
I don't know. It's different time zone. I can't
It's
keep track of
early in the
both
morning.
overseas.
Wee hours. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Watch those shows, and we'll talk to you later.
Watch everything. Do all the things.
Do the thing.